Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Malcolm Crawford from the Storm Podcast. We got my boy here from Everyday City Carry. I cannot wait to get into it. How you doing, man?
Yo, what is good? It's your boy Ray, the only EDC person into anime. For real, though. I want to talk about all of that, but if you want to have a silly goose time and look at some dope-ass knives, come to Everyday City Carry.
That's what's up, man. How you feeling today?
I feel good, bro. I've been, like, bulking.
Okay.
I've been bulking, and I'm trying to get to, like, 185 pounds. I'm only 5'9", so I'm going to be huge.
Damn.
I think I'm at about 165 right now.
Okay.
When I met you and I think you first did my podcast, I was like 128. That's a year
What was that
ago.
like? I don't even know if it was a full
Like a little
year.
bit over a year, yeah.
I don't even think it was. I think we did our interview probably in like, I think it might have been like November or December, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I had some crazy TikTok transformation video and nobody believed me.
Bro,
They were like,
that's crazy.
yeah, they were like, but you know, I want to be like the guys that we watch in anime, bro. Like I want to be like Goku.
I feel that.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to get mad big because Comic-Con is coming up in New York City.
Okay, word.
And my girl was like, yo, I'm going to be Raven and you're going to be Beast Boy. And I'm going to be like, I'm going to be a Jack Beast Boy, bro. I'm going to be in spandex, just like crazy with the green face and all that.
That's dope.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to show nerds that you could get jacked at home because I didn't even go to the gym.
Word. Oh, so you do everything at home. Do you have like
everything,
like equipment at home and stuff? Or
I have dumbbells. The most expensive thing I bought was these dumbbells called the Power Blocks, and they go up to 90 pounds each, starting from 10 all the way up to 90.
Oh, it's the ones that the adjustable ones, right?
Yeah, but these are like the most fire ones. They're pretty expensive.
Word.
They're like maybe 400, and we did like some payment system. But I wanted to get jacked, bro. I wanted to get jacked. I'm 41 too, so I started late. I started at 40 years old.
I would have never guessed that you were 41. I would have never guessed you were 41, bro.
Yeah. So I want to show, because I've been a skinny dude, a skinny nerd my whole life. We have, man, I didn't have problems with girls because I was like playing sports and also like into the nerdy shit.
Right.
And I was like smart in school, so I didn't have a problem with that. But there's always that stigma of like, oh, you like anime, you watch cartoons, and you're weird. And I'm like, oh yeah. What if I watch cartoons and anime, but I was jacked? What are you gonna say then? And the same stigma goes with the knife shit. You know what I mean? Anything that has to do with like collecting something, like whether it's sneakers, comic books, pop figures, pocket knives, gear, things like that. There's always this weird stigma that we're like these weird, like closeted nerd types. But what if I was like the pinnacle of fucking, my own masculinity? What if I was the all might of my body? And then people were like, what are they gonna say then? You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. And that's why I think like what we do is so important, is being able to take that stigma away, so it's a little bit less of, oh, you're a nerd, you're uncool. And it's like, well, when you look at our podcast, like we're nerds, like that's all we do. We talk about nerdy stuff, but like
you guys
also
swag,
talk about
though.
cool stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like I consider myself to be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at what we do and like the rooms that we're in and stuff like that, it's like being nerdy isn't a bad thing anymore. And you can be a nerd and still be cool in today's time, which I think is a really cool thing that we've been branching out of, even as like a society and a culture. When you look at like RDC World, like,
oh yeah,
they're nerdy as fuck, but they are cool as hell, bro. Everybody loves RDC. They were just on the red carpet with Jordan Peele, and they be with LeBron and all of them. It's like, a nerd can do this? Maybe that's not so bad. So I think that's a really cool thing that's happening today.
Yeah, man, I agree with you on that. I think RDC and King Vader bridge the hip hop world and the anime world even more, and I really like that. Yeah, I remember when I watched Hood Naruto Volume 4. That was the one with like All Might, and I was laughing so hard. I was watching it with my niece, and we were just dying in the car. And then her parents and my brother and my sister-in-law were like, "What are you guys laughing at?"
Bro, great, bro. All of them are amazing, bro. I actually met a couple members of RDC at a DreamCon a couple weeks ago. Bro, it was awesome. I actually had like an entire conversation with Leland from RDC.
Oh, I think I saw that on your TikTok.
It was so cool because we were there to be vendors. So we work with the brand called D-Spirits. It's a trading card game similar like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that. Most of the listeners, y'all know what D-Spirits is. And we were with them being vendors. So we were there before it actually opened. We were setting up, and Leland, just walking through, making sure everything was cool. And I was like, oh shit, like, it's Leland. He was like, oh, what's up, bro? He walked over. We talked for a little bit, and I was like, yo, this is epic, bro. And it's cool just to feel how normal they are, you know? Because like
Yeah, man.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, some celebrities, you hear about those stories of the ones that are out of touch and, you know, jerks or whatever. Leland, it honestly felt like he was a friend that I had known, like just like a cool guy at work or school or whatever. It was a real awesome experience.
That's amazing. So DreamCon was like a comic convention or an anime convention in Chicago or something, or?
No, DreamCon was in Texas. So D Spirits actually flew us out to work with them.
Damn.
And we've been working with D Spirits pretty closely, and it's been really cool. We've gone to a couple different states working with them, teaching people how to play and all that, and it has been amazing. Like, I honestly am so blessed to have an opportunity to work with the brand that I love so much. Because what I tell everybody at the booth when we're teaching them how to play is we're fans of the game first. Like, right now, we're currently working with D Spirits, but before that, we were just fans. You know, we just played the game every single fucking day, bro. We've had days we've sat down and played for 10, 11 hours straight. Just playing D Spirits because it's just such a fun game. So it's really cool that we were able to get the opportunity. So that's how we even ended up getting to DreamCon. I tried to buy a ticket and they were sold out. And then a couple months later, Sterling, the owner of D Spirits, hit me up. He was like, "Hey, you guys want to come teach people how to play?" And fuck yes, like it's not even a question.
It's great. They flew you out, bro.
Yeah, bro. It was really cool.
Crazy.
It was really cool.
That's crazy. I'm working my way towards it. Yeah. Like I have sponsors of the show, but it's like I've never been flown out like that. I get a lot. See, being in the gear space, we talk a little bit about this because like I always watch your stuff because you're like one of my favorite anime content creators on TikTok. I absolutely love it. I like every single video, even though I can't watch it. Like I know it's fire. You know what I mean? If I'm like on the, I just like it anyway because I know it's gonna be good. Maybe I can look at it later. You know, I ventured away from like being a variety channel to more like gear specific stuff. Just for
I was gonna ask you to talk about that a little more.
Yeah, I went full time. So basically, my wife got a really good job. Well, good enough that I didn't have to work a full time job anymore. And I just had to come up with like a very small amount of cash, bro. Like I basically got the ultimate waifu, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like she plays Monster Hunter, she watches anime, she loves the MCU. Like everything that we do together is stuff I would do on my own. But she was like, I want you to do this YouTube thing. I think you're really good at it. And I just want you to have more time. So my boy, who I don't know if I told you about this, but I had a friend who is in the sort of gear, EDC gear, like knife gear space as well on YouTube.
Right.
And one of his videos blew up to 11 million in like 8 days, bro. 11 million views. That video made $27,000. And
wow.
So talking to him, he's like, I think he's almost at 200K subs. And my other boy, who's getting close to 400K subs. And I met these guys when they were like 200 subs, 1,000 subs.
Right.
They basically gave me the blueprint. They were like, yo, stop posting all the other shit. Like, we know you love it. We know you love talking to other creators and all that. But you have to focus on this if you want it to be your job. Which is like why I envy you so much, bro. Because you built this base of like where I want to be. I'm like, shit, I want to be talking about this. So when you told me you wanted me to do your podcast, I was like, bet. But I've been posting like 4 to 6 times a day, on TikTok and YouTube, and like the views are up. Today I checked, it was up by 369%.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, so man, and it goes up by like 20-30% every day. So the strategy is, and you should do this too, because you know you have a YouTube, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You should post your TikTok clips on there. I know you're gonna feel like it's gonna clutter it. Do it, bro. Post a lot.
I actually just started that this week, bro. When I was at DreamCon, I one of a creator that I actually met at another convention we were at with D Spirit. When I met him at MomoCon, probably like a month and a half before, I think he had like 20,000 followers on TikTok. Or it might have even been less than that. It was like 10,000. And then I met him again at DreamCon less than a month later, and he had 45,000 on TikTok. Damn. And I was like, yo, like, you're going crazy on TikTok. Like, what you been doing? He was like, bro, I post 5 to 7 times every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, my goal at the time was like 1 to 3. 1 to 3 was what I was doing. I realized I was not doing enough. Even after DreamCon, one of the days at DreamCon, we actually went out to go to an arcade with like him and his team. And while we were there, we were at an arcade. He was setting his phone up on the skee ball thing, recording TikToks. Like, he's a rapper. His name is Blizzy Boy. He was recording TikToks while doing skee ball. While he was in the racing game, recording TikToks, racing. And I was like, yo, I need to be going harder.
Yeah.
And once I got back here, that's when I really started getting into my planning. I don't know if you've seen, I've been posting more on TikTok.
Yes.
I just started getting more on the YouTube side. Even before we just turned the live on, I actually have my whole content calendar. I was working on that for the week and getting everything posted and scheduled. Bro, I've been trying to just get everything together, bro, because I've realized, like, these are dreams. Like, even like your homie, you're talking about 11 million.
Yeah.
These are dreams that I have to achieve, bro. Like, these are goals that I have for me and my team, and I want it so bad that every time that you think you're going hard enough,
you're not.
You meet someone who's going a little bit harder and you realize, like, I can do more. And as a human being, we tend to not know what our limits are. When I first started posting on TikTok, I was like, how the hell am I going to post one TikTok a day? That's impossible. And then you do it and you're like, oh, I can do this. And now you're like, well, do 3 is crazy. Oh, wait, I can do this. And then I'm talking to him. He's like 5 to 7. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, man. And then I start doing it. I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I think that that's a really important thing. So I've been going harder on that. And it's nice to hear that that's been working for you too. It kind of gives me that reassurance, you know?
It definitely works, man. I just wanted to try it. And, you know, some of the TikToks that I recycle on YouTube and on Instagram, like, I'm not making money off that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people like, don't do that. But at the same time, the amount of growth in subscriber count as well as viewer count. So this dude, Neves Knives, he's the one that had the 11 million video. He told me, like, when you look at your analytics in YouTube Studio and it says like last 28 days or whatever, you have to make sure that all those arrows are green. They're going
for sure.
up.
That's what ours
and
are
mine
right
have
now.
been, and he's like, bro, if you have those up for a month, like, let's say that month they're sharing you with 10,000 people. Next month they might share you with 40,000. And then if you keep those arrows up again, 80,000. Then it's gonna keep going and going. And my boy, who, when I first had him on my podcast, I was the first commenter on any of his videos. He had like 100 subs, bro.
Wow.
And then he was like, I just did the same shit and focused on the one thing for a year, and then this happened.
Right.
And he's full-time now. He quit his job, you know, bought his like lady of PS5, like, just balling out of control.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it can happen. Like, to me, when I see that happen, I don't get jealous, bro. I get inspired.
Bro, exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, I want that for every creator. You know what I'm saying? Of course,
man. Yeah. And that's like really my passion, bro. Just making sure, like, not just making sure, but like seeing my friends and creator friends eating and doing well. Like, that makes me feel so good. And
I got chills right now, dog.
Bro, right? Because it's like, it's so cool because I genuinely do love them and I genuinely do respect all you guys. So seeing all you guys grow is like, wow, I love this. And even beyond that, it's also like inspiration and validation for myself. Because some people go, oh, they did it. It didn't happen to me. But the way that I feel is like, oh, wow, they did it. Like, I can do that too. You know, like, that's really cool. Like, it's almost proof, you know? And I think that that's such an important thing, because to have that proof, because like, oh, he started just where I started. I can do that too. I can do that too. And we can all be together. And it's just nice to have multiple friends to get their foot in the door and we all like work and grow together. And it's such a beautiful thing.
Dude, one day we're gonna be balling, right? And then like, I'll just fly to your studio and then you like fly to mine and shit.
Fire.
You fucking crazy,
fire, bro. And I want to get to the point where that's not even like a crazy thing. You know?
I know.
Where flying out is just like, it's the same as driving to my homie's house right now. It's like, all right, like, you want to do an interview? We won't be doing it on Zoom. We'll be doing it in person.
Or like, bro, I'm in Chicago. You want to make some content for like next couple of days? Like shit like that. That's
fire, bro.
Fire, yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad to hear that change has helped you grow your page though.
I've been happier, dude. My wife, you know, shout out to her, shout out to the Kelly, man. She's, you know, she's on the live shows a lot, and we do a Patreon together, so we do get some cash from there. But
that's awesome.
She just really believed in me. You know, when I first met her, I think I had like, I don't know, fucking 500 subs or something. Like maybe not even like 300. And she was like, why are you doing this folding knife shit at first? But then like she saw I was, you know, doing so much work on a video that was 6 minutes. I would edit for like 4 hours, bro.
Right.
Now it's faster, of course. But back then I didn't know what I was doing. and she just thinks like this is what you're meant to be doing. You have a very outgoing personality. You say wild shit. Like you gotta do this, you know. And
That's
I'm
epic.
older too, bro. I'm 41, you know, and like
Right,
she
to have
kind of
someone
had,
believe at you,
yeah.
believe in you at that age is awesome.
She was like, "Yo, if we having babies, you just daddy vlogging from now on."
Fire, bro.
Like, yo, it works though, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's super cool, bro. I'm glad to hear all that's going well and like everything is growing and getting better. Like that's just such a cool thing. And you know, sometimes we have to make those small edits, you know, like even
For real.
like while you do like making all that other content, like you like making the anime and the pop culture stuff, you said like you've been happier since you've been able to go full time and do it this way. And like I think it's really important to have the ability to adapt
Yeah.
because you could have been stuck in your ways and been like, I have to do it this way, but you tried it another way and now you're a little bit happier for it. And I think that's worth something.
Yeah, I think maybe later, if I have more leverage, like as a
Oh, of course.
creator, you know, like let's say I do have whatever 200,000 subs or something, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make this other channel called Professional Nerd. I already have the Gmail, don't copy it, where it's like
You
fitness
got
and
to get that
anime.
Instagram tag
Yeah,
too.
yeah, you know, Professional Nerd or something like that, and it's just like a jacked icon, and I just talk
Fire.
about anime and nerd shit and like fitness stuff too, which is like, you know, what I'm really passionate about as well. Cause like, bro, I wake up at 6 in the morning
Wow. Yeah.
and I work out for like 2 hours, bro. Every 5 days a week. Yeah.
That's a grind, bro. Bro, I gotta get back in the gym, bro. I
I'm
haven't
trying to
I
be like
haven't been
All
in
Might,
there.
yo.
Bro, I actually
I'm
used to
trying
say
to be
that.
like All
Me and
Might.
my homies, we had a group chat. It was called Training to Be Like All Might. I actually have a
Yo.
shirt with All Might on it. It says Training to Be Like All Might. That's when I was
Yeah.
at my big, or not my like heaviest, but at my
Yeah.
biggest muscular. Bro, we were in the gym every single day like crazy, bro. And I look back at those pictures and I want to get back like that. So I got to get in the gym. I just don't, me personally, I don't like being in the physical gym. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like, I hate going there and like I want to use this machine, but there's already somebody there. There's somebody
Mm-hmm.
else in line, or you know, like it's. I would prefer. My goal is honestly to have a home gym like you have,
I
and
just have dumbbells and a chin-up bar, pull-up bar. That's it. That's all I
really,
got. I don't have anything else. My wife already had resistance bands, and with the bands, if you have a chin-up bar, you could just use that for the lats and stuff. But everything
hmm,
is dumbbell based. That's what I'm trying to teach. You know, nerds are introvert, bro. We don't like going out really sometimes. We
right,
like going out with people that we like, but you don't want the anxiety of going to a gym and feeling like you're being judged by all these people that might have a higher level of fitness than you. You
right.
don't want to experience that. I don't experience that at all. I wake up,
I feel
I
that.
have the things there. You know, for all my skinny nerds out there, you can do it. In a year, ended up looking like this. And you could look at my TikTok and look at the transformation video,
Right.
and I gained like fucking almost 40 pounds.
You got to send me
And
your workout routine, bro. Yeah, you got to send me
I
that.
will gladly share it to anyone who hits me up. My wife
Yeah,
made it.
bet.
She is a NASM certified personal trainer. She used to work at Equinox.
Wow.
So, you know, the way it started was we were watching UFC, and I
Hmm.
saw 155-pound Asian dude, and my girl, you know, loves Asians. And she's like, yo, I'm like, I want to look like that guy. And, you know, what's it going to take? And she's like, all right, you need to eat more. Right.
That's tough for me.
And then, and then you need to work out like a certain way. So the crazy thing is this, all right? I am basically trying to get too big.
Right.
So I have to trick my body. This is like some anime shit. Like I am eating 5,000 calories plus a day of clean food only. No
Right.
junk food, no McDonald's, no Taco Bell. I know you love Taco Bell,
That's gonna be tough for me.
bro.
I had some Taco Bell
This
earlier
oatmeal
today.
that I eat is over 1,000 calories. I eat it at 6 a.m. As soon as I wake up, I gotta eat that. Then I
Right.
gotta eat. I gotta take a weight gainer. But you can gain mass, bro. And after you gain all this mass, you know what? The Eternals, the movie.
Yeah.
You know Kumail Nanjiani, right? He was a
Yeah.
skinny guy, and then he played one of the Eternals. He became jacked, right?
Right. Yeah.
All of these guys that were skinny or out of shape and then became jacked all say the same thing. For about 30 to like 90 days, they ate whatever they wanted. That's
Hmm.
what their trainer told them, to gain as much mass as possible. And of
Right.
course, they use some juice, probably. You know
Of
what I mean?
course. I mean,
But for
yeah.
a regular person like me, I did it the clean way. I
Hmm.
ate only clean food, and I'm gonna keep doing that till probably April of next year. And then I'm gonna
Okay.
cut down, take
Right.
the mass gainer out and all that, and just get really shredded for the summer and all the cons and all that shit. That's what I'm planning on doing.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
This is the training arc, bro. It's the training arc.
Motivated the hell out of me, bro.
All home, bro. All at home.
I think that's what I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get the dumbbells, get a chin-up bar and resistance bands, and just get down to it, bro. Like you honestly just motivated the hell out of me with just
and I
that
hope it did the same for everyone else, because you can do it, dude. I did it at a later age. If you're younger, it's a lot easier to build muscle. I'm 40. I was 40 when I started. I'm 41 right now. Right. I didn't take any steroids, didn't do any of that. Just eating and consistent work. Just like Goku, just like One Punch Man, just like fucking Baki. Baki is one of my main inspirations, bro.
I gotta watch that one. I still haven't watched that one.
Oh, they're just so jacked.
Yeah, I've seen them, bro. They are swole in there, bro. They are swole.
What are you watching right now?
Right now, the main thing I'm watching is I just started Bleach. So I'm on episode 14, I think, of Bleach. I'm starting to like it. So I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I started Bleach in 2019. I think I watched probably like 7-8 episodes, and I was like, yo, this is boring as fuck. And I dropped it. And I was like, I actually, so I have an anime list that I keep. I put it on my abandoned list because I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm not going back to this. This shit sucks. That was back when I was kind of I started anime in like 2017. So I was still kind of new to it at that point. So I was like, yo, this shit is ass. I'm not going back to it. It's over with, bro. Because my rule at that point was give it 9 episodes. If it's not good by 9 episodes, I'm out. Because my rule of thumb I had got from TV, and TV and anime are a little bit different in that sense.
Yes.
So I was like, 9 episodes, not good. I'm out. Then my homie, shout out my boy Eddie, he was like, yo, Bleach is fire. You need to get on the wave. And I kept putting it off. And I kept putting it off. And now the new season is coming out in October. And I want to be caught up for that so that way I can review it weekly on my podcast. So I was like, let me get back into it. And where I am right now, it's lit. I'm actually enjoying it. And people say once I get to like the 20s, I think you said Soul Society arc is like 20s around there or something like that, right?
There is one fight, which is one of my favorite fights in all of anime. And it is an episode, I think it's 43 to 45, right?
Okay, word.
I don't know if you watch any spoilers or any clips or anything. I'm gonna not spoil anything.
Try not to spoil it.
The way that Kelly did it, my wife, is interesting because we watched the movie on Netflix first, which I'm going to argue that it's probably the only good anime live action movie there is.
Oh, it's live.
It's very good. Okay. Now, what that does for you, and it kind of feels like a horror movie too, like the way they do the hollows and stuff.
Right.
What it's gonna do for you is if you watch that movie, you're gonna be right at the Soul Society arc by the time it ends. So that beginning stuff, I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched Bleach way back, I actually skipped all the high school stuff.
Really?
I went straight to Soul Society, which is, I know people might crucify me, but listen, I wasn't as young at the time. Like, I don't have a lot of time.
Right.
But this time, Kelly and I started watching it. We got up to like maybe episode 8. And then she's working a lot now. So I was like, okay, you know what we should do? We should just go to Soul Society so you can really get into it.
Right, get invested.
And we just finished those episodes I was talking about. It's Uryu versus Mayuri. And like, dude, she is like, I get it. This is one of the greatest things I've ever watched.
Yeah, I got to get to that point. Because I want to love it. Yeah, I want to love it. Because I already like it.
Yes.
I really want to love it. You know, I want to be one of those Bleach fans. Because I am excited for what's happening in October. And one of my homies, like, it's his favorite anime of all time. I've been going to anime conventions with him this summer. Every time we go somewhere, he cops some new Bleach merch. Like, he loves it. So I'm like, yo, I gotta understand what the hype is for this show. Plus, I want to be able to say, like, I have experience in all the big 3. Granted, I'm not caught up on One Piece.
So One Piece, let's talk about that, right? I gave it up to episode 45 as well.
Okay.
This is where they get to the Arlong Park. And you know, Luffy's fighting the Shark Man, and you know, Zoro already had that fight with the other sword dude. I forgot his name already.
Mihawk,
you know what it is? I have so much respect for it because so many people love it, right? But sometimes, you know, something is just not for you. You know what I mean? Whether it's the art style or like, I don't give a shit about pirates. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just never had that gene, I guess, to like it. But I went ahead and watched the 1000th episode out of respect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I can see why people like it. but still, like, the art style is just not for me.
So
You know what I
I'm the
mean?
same way. Actually, I think I might have watched Bleach. I think I might have stopped One Piece to watch Bleach, I believe back in 2019. And I did the same thing. I watched about 40 something episodes of One Piece and I was like, man, this shit sucks. Not even like it sucks, but
Not for
like
you, right?
I'm just not invested, you know?
Mhm.
Like there's a difference between bad writing and I actually tweeted this yesterday. There's a difference between bad writing and writing that's just something that you just don't like.
Yeah.
And I could appreciate One Piece, but I just didn't care. Like the fight during it was Arlong versus Luffy. I
Yeah.
was watching and I was like, I feel like I should really care right now. Like I feel like other people who are watching this give a fuck. Cause
Mhm.
I can grasp the tension, but I don't feel it, you know? So
Yeah.
I stopped there. Then I actually went back again in like 2020, 2021. And then I watched the whole Alabasta arc.
Yeah.
Once again, I was like I feel like I should be feeling more right now, and I'm just not. And that wasn't it. So one of my homies told me, same homie Eddie, he told me to read the manga. I started reading the manga. I will say this, and most of you guys listening have heard me say this already. One Piece is one of the worst looking manga I have read. There is the paneling is terrible. There's way too much happening in each panel. The font is weird. Like it is, I don't know. Like, I don't know why people love the One Piece manga. The show, I get it. The manga, it's so difficult to read. Like all the fight scenes, bro, it's hyper shaded in some areas, so you can't like make out what's happening, bro. You have to look at each panel for like 5 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
I tried, because I also did a podcast with my homies at Jump Entertainment. You know that podcast Negro Jump?
Yeah, I
I
actually
love them
I hit
so
them up.
much,
We
dude.
had a Zoom call. We actually
Yeah.
never ended up linking up, but I gotta get back with them about
They're
that.
so funny, bro, because they did stand up for almost 10 years each.
Yeah,
So
they're
they're like
really we had a Zoom
hilarious.
call for like
Yeah.
probably like a good 2 hours, maybe. Like
Mhm.
if we didn't record anything, like we just had it and we were planning on recording something, but
Yeah.
we should have recorded because it was a
Yeah.
great Zoom call. It was basically amazing content. We just didn't record it, but it was
They
really
were the
cool.
only podcasters who's ever done a podcast in my studio, like
Oh
at home.
wow.
We had Kelly here, we had Gerard and Cordero here, and my internet was messed up. I didn't know. So
Mm-hmm.
the video was choppy, bro. I'm so pissed.
That
I
sucks.
released it as a bonus episode on my channel, on my podcast channel anyway, just to like have it.
Right, for sure.
But they're really good. Where was I going? Oh, they love One Piece. Like Gerard loves One Piece, bro.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
And he was
We had that
like,
conversation.
watch your P's and Q's, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Yeah,
was like
we
rolling
were
up his
talking about it, and they were
sleeves.
like, "How you not?" I'm like, "Look,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just not
don't
rocking
know.
with it."
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can tell you this when it comes to, because I love Naruto, right? Like, who
Yeah, me too.
doesn't? Like, I couldn't tell you what I like better, Bleach or Naruto, bro. That's
Oh,
how good Bleach gets when
okay.
you get past the Soul Society, when you get into the Arrancar saga, when you know, some of the other stuff later, there are some weird stuff. And then this new arc coming
Right,
is so insane that you are just, it's kind of like, how Dragon Ball, everyone powers up, but
right,
these power ups like feel like they really matter. Like they do
right,
insane things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Naruto where there are clans that could do the same thing. These
right.
guys, each person has a different
Individualized.
insane power that you could never have dreamt up in your head.
That's awesome.
And the way Bleach is styled, it's like everyone is cool. They also change their outfits because they live in the real world. You
I
know?
like that, bro. That's why I
Yeah.
love Killua. You see the shirt. I
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
Killua because Killua is the drip king, bro. Every
Yeah.
episode, like every arc, Killua got a new fit, and I like that. Not that many anime characters do that, so that's why I like it so much.
Mhm. That's why I like it, man. And yeah, what else? What else are you watching right now then?
So I just finished Vinland Saga.
You
Vinland Saga,
did. What'd you think
loved
of
it.
it?
Loved it. It
Right.
was it was really, really good. The one,
Mhm.
let's see, would I call it a gripe? I don't know if I would call it a gripe. And I'm not gonna go crazy in depth on this because I do want to have this conversation on my podcast channel
Yeah.
with my co-host E-Man. I don't feel like they did enough with Thorfinn.
Thorfinn is the not his
he's the
the
main
main guy,
character.
the kid.
Yes, the kid.
But the next thing is all about him.
See, and that's why
Yeah.
that's what I'm feeling like. I feel like the next part is going to be about him because it almost felt like the main character was Askeladd.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Hated him in the beginning too, bro. But
Me
like
too.
later,
And that's why
I'm
it was
like,
so cool, bro, because like I've never seen, I think it's really interesting writing to have the main villain almost transform into the main character.
Yeah.
And like there wasn't a villain. And that's what I thought was really interesting about Vinland Saga, because there wasn't a villain. At first, the villain was Askeladd for Thorfinn.
Yep.
But then the villain kind of switched into Thorkel for the entire group. But then that switched, and then the villain ended up being the king. But then that kind of like there wasn't really a villain, because I liked how realistic it was. Because in real life, there's not really a villain. It's really just your perspective of what's happening. And I like how the perspective of that show changed so subtly that you didn't even really notice that it changed. And there just wasn't a set villain. I thought that was really cool writing, because you don't see that much.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that shit in my heart, bro. Like watching that show, I was like, oh. I have a friend who watches anime from time to time, and he was like, yo, give me a recommendation. You know, like I'm gonna check something out. I got a lot of time right now. He's like a VP of marketing at Skydance, bro. He's huge.
Oh wow.
He's you know, Skydance, they make like Terminator, Altered Carbon, like fucking everything. They
epic.
make video games. And this dude, he's like, yo, give me an anime recommendation. And I told him to watch Vinland Saga, and he binged it, and he was like, yo, that was so good. That's how I know it's fire. The next season apparently has no action in it.
Really?
Yes, it's all drama. And like
I don't mind that.
Thorfinn is like a slave or something. Like they sold him into slavery because that's how it was done back then.
Right, yeah.
That's the premise of the season. And he's just like doesn't want to kill anymore. He's kind of like, you know, and I guess there's gonna be a transformation.
Okay. I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm invested, bro.
For sure, bro.
It's so good. I love that. I watched Spy Family to maybe episode 6.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
How did you manage to drop it?
Okay. Because I was really struggling to make content. And I didn't want to drop that. My main hobby, I would say, is being a content creator.
Right.
And I have to make content. And at that time, I was working 6 days a week.
Oh,
so what happened before, when you and I first chatted on my podcast, my CBD shop, which I was working at, was really slow, right? So I could watch stuff. I could kill like a series in a day, you know what I'm saying? And then we put a juice bar in the back. And that juice bar was popping, bro. I'm talking like, so I have to be alert, right?
Right. It took away your free time at work.
Yeah. So even though like they're not coming to buy the CBD side, you know, and they were going, I still have to be like attentive, like say hello and all that. And, you know, you can't focus watching anime. So I was watching Spy Family, like sometimes on the train, but then I had to start editing on the train because I used to edit at the shop, and then I can't do that no more either.
Right.
You know, so and then now that I do content full time, like posting 4 to 6 TikToks a day and a few full YouTube videos a week, and doing basically a live show on Monday, a podcast on Wednesday, you know, and a Patreon on Friday, like your time is gone.
You're going the whole time. Yeah.
The only time I watch something is when I eat. Right?
Okay.
So I do like it a lot. I like it quite a bit. The last thing I finished, I think, was Ranking of Kings.
Fire.
Yes. Fire. 100%. One of my favorites. Yeah.
That was probably my favorite. I think that came out 2021, right? I think that was one of my favorites of 2021. I think it was second place. And I know this is an unpopular opinion. Jobless Reincarnation.
Bro,
loved it. Loved it. I liked it better than Ranking of Kings, just a little bit better.
Okay, so I can see that. I can see that because that show is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I think that's probably my favorite isekai. I think for me. Like, which one is your favorite?
Ooh, that's tough. That's definitely up there. I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. I count Sword Art Online as an
The
isekai.
first season.
Sword Art is interesting because they break it up really stupid. So like the first season is cut into 2 parts. So part 1 of season 1 is fire. Part 2 of season 2 is terrible. Part 1 of season 2 is fire. Part 2 of season 2 is even worse. And then all of season 3 is fire. And then everything else after that is garbage.
I haven't even watched season 3.
Alicization was amazing. I love Alicization is like it is very isekai and it is great, bro. Like watching anime, there wait, is it 1 or 2? I think that might have been the only time I actually dropped a tear while watching anime.
Wow.
And I was watching Sword Art Online and I was like, yo,
damn,
man, like that one hit me. Like it's great. Like Alicization is great.
I just really like Jobless Reincarnation. Is just the animation is superb, bro. It's so good,
Yeah.
right? I do think it's weird that this guy's like older than me, probably. How old is he in
I
the
don't
other
know,
world?
but that's weird.
And then he's like hanging out with this 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
That is my biggest thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a piece of content on TikTok actually, and the guy it's talking about the same premise. This boy's like, yo, what are you watching? I'm just watching this anime. That time I got reincarnated as an 11-year-old, and I'm like dating a 9-year-old or something like that.
That's like all of them,
Yo,
though.
bro.
Like, and I'm like, yo, what is up, bro? Like, have you seen Tokyo's Revengers?
Yes.
So
I have.
I made a clip. This is like probably like my second or third viral clip on TikTok back in like 2020. I made a clip like we were talking on the podcast, and I was like, yo, Takamichi is a pedophile. Like, bro is 26 years old and he's really hyped over a 12-year-old. Like, he's like, I want to kiss her. Like, and I'm like, yes, you are in a 12-year-old body, but you are 26.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pedophile. Like, Takamichi is a pedophile. Like, if we're keeping it real, we being 100% honest, Takamichi is a pedophile.
He said he's never had another girlfriend after that. So that was the only girl he's ever been with, right?
That's creepy. That's like
creepy.
It's creepy that you went the rest of your life and you were like, oh, okay, like, you know, I don't want any girls. But then you see a 12-year-old and you're 12 and you're like, here's my chance. It's like, all right, bro, that's weird to me. Because look, I'm 23. Yeah. If I got teleported back into my 12-year-old body, I would not be interested in 12-year-olds. I just wouldn't.
That's true.
Like,
but how about like when you're getting older and it's like 16 through 18, then it gets tougher to make that decision, I think.
That was
at like 11 or 10, I would be grossed out, you know?
Right. Like, it's weird.
But you are 10 or 11 as well, though.
And that's why it's an interesting
I'm not making a good case for myself.
There were plenty of people on. Well, that's the crazy part. There were so many people. There was this one girl on TikTok. I don't remember her at, but she was like tweaking, bro. She was bugging out, like, "How dare you call him a pedophile? He's this is that." And I was like, I wasn't trying to cause any problems, but if we're being honest, that is a 26-year-old man in love with an 11-year-old. I don't know what else to call that other than a pedophile. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate Takamichi because like the lines do get blurred in anime because he is whatever. But like,
you ever watch Invincible on Amazon Prime?
Yes, I love Invincible.
So what about that like monster girl that is like a young girl and transforms into this monster, and then she's dating that robot, right?
We talked about that. Yeah,
so
we
like,
talked about that
on
the
pedophile
podcast
as well, because she's really old. Her powers make her younger.
We talked about that on the podcast. We actually had a really long conversation. I don't even know if we ended up coming to a conclusion, but she's an adult.
Yeah.
And he's an adult.
Yeah. Oh, that's
but they're both in kids' bodies. So I can't even remember what side I was arguing, what was happening, but I feel like they're not attracted to the body.
Yeah.
They're attracted to the adult mind. Like, it starts to get twisted, bro. I don't know, man.
What about this? Let's do a crossover.
Okay.
What if Monster Girl ends up liking Billy Batson Shazam, who's like mad young? And she's an adult, but she's in this young body. And he's a young body who becomes Shazam. It gets fucking twisted,
bro.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
twisted, bro.
How old is he? Like 12 or something?
I think Billy Batson
young.
is.
He's
There are
young,
different versions, but he's either sometimes he's 9 and sometimes he's 12. Yeah,
bro, 9.
Yeah, like
yo, chill.
Craziness.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, nah, it starts to get wild, bro. I can already see the Discord, man. Like our podcast Discord is gonna have a blast with this conversation. I can
like that funky Asian guy with the OPM shirt is crazy. What else are you watching right now? I'm checking out Sandman on Netflix.
I haven't seen that. What's that about?
So he's part of the DC universe, actually. He controls he's one of the Endless. So these people, these beings that control like certain things like death. His name is he controls dreams.
Okay.
So like if he is gone, for example, right? Like some people will never wake up and some people will never be able to sleep again. Like that is how much he affects the universe.
Right. So he's like an integral part of the
Yeah. And the first episode of the show is like somebody captures him and he gets caught for like 100 years and the world is all fucked up, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I've been watching that. What are you checking out?
Have you seen The Umbrella Academy?
I watched season 1 and I'm waiting for like a time where I can binge 2 and 3. I did like it a lot. I did.
So here's my feelings. I watched season 1 and I loved season 1.
Yeah.
And then the finale happened and I hated the finale.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I don't think, or I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's really difficult to do time travel correctly in a show. So when all the world ended or whatever happened, I don't even remember, something crazy happened and then they opened up a portal to go back in time and fix it all again. And in my mind, I was like, season 2 is going to be terrible. Like season 2 is going to suck because they're going to mess everything up. You're going to lose stakes. Because once you have the ability to just go, oh, this happened, let's just go back and fix it. Every time something goes wrong, we just go back and fix it. It kind of gets rid of the stakes of a show. But then one of my homies was like, yo, season 2 and 3 are actually fire. You need to go back. Shout out to my boy Nemo on TikTok. He was like, yo, you should watch it. So I was like, all right, bet. I was so wrong. Seasons 2 and 3 were amazing. The stakes were even higher. Everything, like, it was way better than I could expect. I would definitely recommend you go and check out seasons 2 and 3 of Umbrella Academy because it is great.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. There's so many things I want to watch.
What's on your watch list?
I'm definitely I'm trying to bring Kelly to watch that Dragon Ball Super movie.
Okay.
That's in like 2 weeks, right?
I think I've heard about it. Believe it or not, I've actually never watched Dragon Ball Z. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Never. I've never sat down and watched a full episode.
No desire.
So what I've heard and even like what I've seen and stuff like that, Dragon Ball Z is more or less like a starter anime. It's like bare bones and you watch it for like the fights and stuff. And I've seen most of the fights. I know most of the plot, but I've never like watched a full episode. I've watched fights on YouTube and like heard the plot, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I feel like I've kind of just gotten past Dragon Ball Z in my anime watching, you know what I'm saying? Like my anime experience. And most people are like, yeah, there's no point in going back at this point. Cause like it's not a good anime. It's just, it was good because we watched it. It's nostalgic, but it's not like a great anime.
I would say that too. I actually didn't watch Super. I always watch like the movies and I'll watch clips and I'm like, oh shit, you know, Goku is still doing it up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, Vegeta gets a new form and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I keep up with it. I like this one because it's a movie. So I'm trying to figure out like how to, like, is there a Dragon Ball Z abridged on YouTube and just show it to my wife?
Honestly.
So, because the day that we got engaged, she proposed to me. Such a gangster move.
Yeah,
right?
that's dope.
We went to watch My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising.
Fire.
That's the one where they're like on an island and it's
that was Bakugo and Midori.
Yes. Yeah. So the fight. So here's my take on it. By the way, like I liked it, but some of the drawing and some of the non-important parts were like as if a fifth grader drew it. You know, like I was like, man, the regular episodes look better than this. Like I was embarrassed because this is the first anime movie like I took my girl to, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We made up for it because the next two were Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. So those two are like amazing.
Unpopular opinion, I
didn't like
Mugen Train. I didn't like Mugen Train. I loved Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. I did not like Mugen Train.
I didn't like that they had to fight a train, but I liked everything else.
That was what I hated.
Yeah,
that was so stupid, bro.
Yeah.
It was so dumb because, like, first off, this is a demon with sleep powers.
Yeah.
So how is he controlling a train? Why is he controlling a train? Like, why did he become the train? Like, it, like, just so much was like, bro, y'all didn't care at all when you were writing this. Now, the fight versus Rengoku and Akaza, incredible.
And you had feelings. You have feelings when you watched it.
You were feeling it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you were feeling it. But like all the other stuff when they were like asleep and stuff, that was just kind of like all right to me, you know?
I agree with you on that. I think that sometimes, you know, and people, especially like nerd critics and stuff like that, they get too caught up into it sometimes. You know, I was one of the people that watched Game of Thrones and still love the show, and everyone backed off of it because of season 8, right?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but you are going to neglect all of these other seasons. Like, my entire family would get together. Like, whenever we would get together, we'd be eating together, and we're talking about the show. Right. That's how big the show was in my circle. Like, my mom was like, yo, did you see season 5? And, you know, fucking Khaleesi did the thing. And you know, we're talking about it, dissecting it. That's how big the show was. How can you dismiss it because they had one season where the writers left and it got rushed and everyone hates it? I don't think about something just because of that thing. It's the same with Mugen Train, right? I told Kelly I didn't like the train stuff, but the end actually gave me feelings. Like, I had like I was at the edge of my seat. Like, I was like, please get him. Right. And then Tanjiro throws the thing and he's like, yo, what? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if a piece of art, a piece of content can do that to me, like, I give it a lot more merit. You know what I'm saying?
That. No, I completely agree with you. That's the same. I'm more or less the same way. If I like something at the beginning, even if it gets bad, I'll still finish it out. Now, the only time I'll stop watching something is if it gets boring. There's a big difference between being bad and me just being bored. If I'm bored, I have to stop because what's the point of watching it? But there's bad stuff. If it still makes you feel something, even if it makes you feel annoyed or it makes you laugh at how bad it is, I still love this. I watched all of season 2 of The Promised Neverland.
How was it?
Terrible. It was laughably bad. But, you know, for how much respect I had for season 1, and we were watching it on the podcast, right? So every week we were coming in and reviewing the episode. And it was one week after another of, wow, this was bad. This sucked. It got even worse. And then we stopped and we made a decision. And we were like, let's just see how far they'll go. Like, let's not watch it to see how good it will be, but to see how bad it would be. And from that moment on, it was so much fun because we were just watching it laughing like, I can't believe that why would they do that? Where did this come from? How is this even happening? And if something's bad, you can still enjoy something that's really bad. Now, I personally can't enjoy something that's really boring. That's different. If an anime is boring, I have to drop it. If it's bad, if it was good at one point and it's bad, I can still watch through that.
You ever like watch an anime and you get to the end and you just feel like betrayed? That happened to us recently. We watched Wonder Egg Priority and we loved it. And you get to the end and you want to I wanted to squeeze my cat or something. You know, because I'm like, there's nothing's gonna happen after that. The show is basically on a weird, you don't know what's gonna happen to it.
So I hear they are having a season 2.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because I loved Wonder Egg.
It was Wonder Egg. Good.
Oh my God, I loved Wonder Egg.
Animation was so good.
It was oh my God, the animation was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And even the feels it gave you, it was deep, but it looked like it wasn't supposed to be deep.
It's like Madoka Magica kind of feel. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I haven't, but
so similar.
I've seen pictures of it. Yeah,
and it gets dark and people die, and then you're like, what is happening?
That's how it was with Wonder Egg. Bro, one of my homies, his name is Otaku God. He's a rapper, and he was like, watch Wonder Egg, and I clicked it, and I was like, what? Like, I was just looking at the picture and I was like, this looks like it's gonna be like some Hello Kitty, like, just like some Power Rangers, like it just some kitty stuff.
Yeah.
And then I watched like the first episode and I was like, oh fuck, like this is intense. And that's kind of the same way with Ranking of Kings. Because I saw the cover and I was like, what is this bullshit? Like, what is this little kid sitting on? I'm not watching this. And then episode 2, I almost cried. Like watching Kage's story, almost cried.
Dude, what's crazy is the whole time I've introduced Kelly to all these animes, right? She did not even cry in anime movies like Your Name. None of that, bro.
Right.
At end of episode 2 of Ranking of Kings, bawling her eyes out. She's like hugging my cat, like just crying so much. You see Boji crying. The slime is like, I'm always gonna be there for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she has no friends. Everyone's making fun of him. Just to see his transformation in that show. That's the thing with me, right? I don't like anime protagonists that are like too bitchy and whiny. I like anime protagonists that even if they're not the strongest, even if they're not a genius, they just work so hard. They keep working so hard. This is the thing that I have toughest time about with Tokyo Revengers is Takemichi is such a bitch, bro.
He's such a bitch. I hate Takemichi.
He makes up for it a little bit and then he goes back,
Exactly.
This is why, even though I finished the first season of ReZero and I think it's fine, I did not go into season 2. My girl did not want to go into season 2 because I don't like Subaru. I don't like him.
Yeah.
There is nothing to like. I'm a nerd and I have overcome things, so I like watching the same thing. My favorite kind of protagonist actually is from my favorite anime of all time, Hellsing Ultimate. Alucard is the type that I like. He is ill right away. He's the illest.
Right.
And everyone is trying to get him. One Punch Man, same thing.
Right.
Everyone is trying to get him and, like test their metal against him. And he's just like the best.
Yeah.
That is what I like the most. What's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime of all time, Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I love it.
Hunter x Hunter.
I love it.
That's my favorite of all time.
Come back though? Probably not, right?
So the writer, he started writing again, and he said there are only 2 options. Either he's going to die or he's going to finish it. So hopefully, and his wife is actually learning his art style. So that way, if he dies, she can finish it on. His wife actually wrote Sailor Moon. She's the mangaka for Sailor Moon. Yeah. So I know she can do it, So look, I haven't said this, but some people on Twitter were like, yo, I hope he just dies so she can hurry up and finish it and we can actually get some, which is a terrible thing to wish on somebody.
Dude, to circle back on the Sailor Moon thing, actually, because I used to watch that when it would come on TV, especially in the Philippines. Like, it was big. And in the Philippines, I was born there. So I was watching all the giant robot era stuff like Mazinger Z, Daimos, Voltus 5.
Yeah.
And then when I went back,
fan.
Yeah. So Voltus 5 is like similar to Voltron, but they're like vehicles.
Okay.
And they're always searching for their dad. And the same thing with me. Like I have I have 4 brothers, and like our dad was in the Philippines. So it's like we had a very
you could feel that. Yeah.
But yeah, so Sailor Moon would come up in the Philippines. It'd be in Tagalog, it'd be in my language. But it was fine for me to watch it then. But what if you watch it now? Isn't that weird? Because these like young high school girls are like transforming into the again, we're going back to the pedal stuff again.
Right? Yeah.
Like, is it okay to watch Sailor Moon as like a 41-year-old man?
There are certain things where it's like anime just has those weird lines, and that's why like there's that stigma of creepy pervert anime watchers. And don't get me wrong, those do exist. Those are, but like, I don't know. They're like, it's a weird line, a weird balance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I actually, believe it or not, have never watched Sailor Moon.
I did when it came on TV.
Yeah, like I know what it is. Like I know about the sailors, but I've actually never watched it. So, but I've heard it's really good, and I've heard that she's a good. Oh, it's not that.
I would say that it was. I watched it because it was on TV.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I watched it because it was on TV.
It's more iconic and nostalgic than like
Like if you think about Cartoon Network and like Toonami and stuff, like I feel like some of those shows were not awesome,
right?
But some of them were really good. It's like the same thing, but you watch them because they're there and that
For
you have
sure.
access. Like when I was growing up in the 90s, you can't get anime, bro. You just can't. You have to get like a VHS from a friend. The first anime I watched in America was Akira, of course, that's classic. And this anime called Gunbuster. My friend had the whole show on VHS tapes.
Wow.
And it was about this girl that piloted these giant robots. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because it was very different from what you would watch on TV. I didn't want to, even though I watched like Tiny Toons and all that stuff.
Right.
I wanted to watch these things. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know what anime was, bro.
Right.
It was like Bubblegum Crisis. I watched that. It was these girls that would go into mech suits and fight. It's funny. They're called boomers.
Okay.
They were robots and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. In the 90s, like you just watched whatever you could get. I used to watch Dragon Ball in Korean. It was on Channel 53 in New York. And Goku's name was Sonogon, not Son Goku.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, that's how you had to watch it. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's really cool. Do you still like mech anime? I know mech anime has a bad stigma nowadays. People don't like it, but I like mech anime.
It depends. I don't usually watch them because there's the stuff that I like now is things like Baki, Kengan Ashura. I love really dark stuff like Hellsing, Berserk. I like weird stuff like Dr. Stone. You know, like
love that actually.
Yeah.
Got my Dr. Stone figure right here. I love Dr. Stone.
Bro.
I love Senku.
He's just
Dr.
like, I'm gonna make a cell phone.
Like,
what are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
I like weird stuff like that. Vinland Saga, like these kind of like they're good and they're like sleeper hits. But I also like the main stuff too. But again, like animes where the protagonists are kind of dope already.
Yeah.
You know, Naruto, right? He's not the best, but he works really hard. Bleach, Ichigo is not like he's just some guy, but he's working really hard to work his way up. And
yeah,
you know, that's what I like, man. I like stuff like that.
That's really cool. What's your favorite like anime character trope? You know what I'm saying? Like the hard worker, or like what's your favorite type of character?
Yeah, probably like the way Alucard is. I don't know if you ever watched that. He is like this anti-hero, like ultra powerful anti-hero that both the good and evil sides of the show like fear him.
Okay.
But there's like one person that's like cool with him. I like that. You know, I like Tokyo Ghoul the show a lot. The first, I think it was season. I love Tokyo Ghoul. I don't like Ri, but the first one, yeah, I didn't like Kaneki at first because he was like just this bitchy guy.
Yeah,
and then he overcame it a little bit, and he was still sensitive, but he was like still fighting.
He's a savage.
I ended up liking it. And you know what? That the intro song like carried that whole show, I think.
Oh my god, bro! That is my second favorite anime opening of all time, bro.
Did you ever watch the I forgot what it's called. It's like First Take or something like that, or
nah.
It's a YouTube channel that's huge. It's like got like millions of subs. But that guy that sang that song sang that like acoustic.
Oh
with, like,
wow!
Hardly any effects.
Fire.
Bro, fire. Also, the second one that was really good was the Demon Slayer song, the first season.
I love that.
Lisa sings it, but when you hear it live, right? Not live, but when you hear it like in that version, like it's just very bare bones acoustic.
Yeah,
it's fire. But yeah, that song carried Tokyo Ghoul, bro. Like
I love that. Have you watched Fire Force?
I am up to, I think I'm up to season 2. Maybe.
Okay, Fire Force opening one is my favorite anime opening of all time.
Very good.
That was my alarm for my phone for like a year. Like I would wake up to the da-na-na-na, like I was lit. Like it would just energize me to get up and get ready for the morning. But my favorite anime trope, or like my favorite type of character, I love the humbled asshole character. So like the character that starts off like a jerk and you don't like him, and then later on ends up being like the GOAT, like the Neji. Todoroki is kind of like in that bag. Like I like those characters where you're like, if the writer can make me hate somebody, and then I'm like, oh shit, I actually love this person. I think that's a really cool skill as a writer, and I love that, bro. That's why I love Neji, I love Todoroki, I love Gaara.
You didn't say Sasuke though.
So Sasuke, there was no reason for me to like him, bro. It was just, and the crazy thing is, I started off okay. So I hated Sasuke in the first episode, and then probably by episode 3, I was fucking with him. And then I during that whole redemption arc, I mean not redemption arc, the Sasuke retrieval arc.
Retrieval, yeah.
I was like, yo, get him back. Like, get Sasuke back. Like, come on now. And then after that fight, and him and Naruto fought, and after all that, I was like, nah, fuck Sasuke. Like, fuck, dude. I can't fuck with him. They pulled up on him with Sai. He tried to kill them. I was like, yo, fuck this guy.
Yo, what was up with Sai too, bro? Like,
Sai.
I thought he was cool, but out of nowhere, there's this guy that's like going around with Sakura and Naruto, and then I was like, who the hell is this dude? He's drawing things.
I hated him at first, but then I was like, oh shit, he's actually a good guy, Because at first I was like, because once again, I was still on the get Sasuke back. So when Sai was, I was like, yo, who's this bum? Like, where's Sasuke at? Come on, man, like go get Sasuke. And then I was like, oh shit, this dude he's actually a good person, and he actually gives a fuck about his teammates. And these are all traits that Sasuke has never had. So I personally, if I could have my version of Team 7, give me Sai over Sasuke.
Oh,
give me Sai over Sasuke. My version of Team 7, Sai over Sasuke all the way.
You know what's mad funny? I showed this clip off of your TikTok to my girl, right? I was like, yo, this dude, Malcolm wants to do a podcast with me. I love talking to this guy. And I showed them this clip where your homies were like, Kakashi can do everything Sasuke can do. And I love Kakashi, but I'm like, you guys smoking shit.
They were so wrong for that.
Like,
argument.
What are you talking about?
That conversation actually happened probably over a year ago.
Oh, it was a year ago. Okay.
It was a really old talk. And I was just scrolling through old episodes, and I saw that, and I remembered just how wrong they were. So I was like, I'm going to repost this clip because what were they on, bro? For what reason did they think that? They were tweaking that conversation. They were so wrong.
For real. I mean, come on, man. He, if Kakashi could do the same thing, he would have saved the village from that giant ass meteor.
Exactly.
And he
Kakashi was going to let that bitch hit the village. Like, he couldn't do anything. What else could he do?
Sasuke with one arm, like, fucking takes the shit out.
Sasuke pulled up, just broke it, and then dipped. Like, he didn't even need to
if he's not here, like,
I got y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
And then just skedaddled. And I was like,
can
Kakashi do that? Like,
Kakashi can't do that.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy. We've had some really crazy TikTok clips, man. Like, that's why I love the platform TikTok, bro, because a TikTok clip can just blow up and go crazy. Oh, yeah. Here's one of my bigger ones. One of my bigger TikTok clips. It's from a segment we have on our podcast called Who Y'all Got?
Yeah.
So basically, we take 2 anime characters from different universes or wherever. We pin them against each other, and we say, who y'all got winning? So this is a TikTok clip that blew up.
Okay.
Lemillion versus Toto.
I watched this.
Who you got?
I watched this. I think I have Toto.
Toto?
Actually. He's just tougher, I think, in my opinion.
I also had Toto.
Yeah. It's crazy because I really like Lemillion.
Me too.
Yeah, and I don't even know what's going on with him right now. Like, does he have powers? Does he not? Like,
he doesn't, but hopefully he gets them back at some point.
Because he was so ill, bro. And I was upset when that happened to him.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
That one really hurt me.
It did. But, Toto, and what's crazy is, like, I want to be as big as him so I could, like, cosplay him one day.
Right, be Toto.
I just grow the ponytail out and everything.
I can see that. I can honestly see you cosplaying as Toto. I can see
Not
that.
yet. Maybe next year,
That would be fire.
Like, bigger tits and shit,
I can see that.
You know what's talking about Jujutsu Kaisen? Like, what's the main character's name again? I always forget.
Itadori.
Itadori is a very interesting trope for me because he is like super nerdy, but he's like one of them cool nerds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has athletic ability, right? But he's definitely a nerd. Too. The way he talks about pop culture and everything, he's definitely a weird guy, but he's not like one of the introverted kinds. That's why I like that trope as well. You know, me too. I'm more in line with that guy,
I like Itadori a lot because just like you said, he's one of those characters that is cold from the beginning. Like, even before he swallowed the finger, bro was swole. Like, he was punching through walls and doing all types of crazy shit. He's always been lit. And then he got that extra power. And I like training scenes. Like, I like characters that have to grow and get stronger. And I like how he had to go and learn how to use his power. He learned the divergent fist.
Yep.
He learned the black flash. Like, he's been learning and improving, even though he was already cold as fuck. Like, he was already a savage, and they just are adding on to that. And I think that that's a really cool thing. I also like the duality between him and Sukuna.
Yeah. Because like, I mean, I watched your video on like, is this like a bite off of Naruto like type thing?
Yeah.
And there are definitely like similarities, especially the Sukuna Kurama like comparison. But it's just a different fucking show, man.
Exactly.
Like the powers are different. It's more occult and like morbid than Naruto.
It's
more morbid, bro. Like, you know what sucks is this is what I love. TikTok. It's probably my favorite social media platform, and I post on like everything every day.
Yeah.
Is like I got spoiled with Jujutsu Kaisen because these motherfuckers really took the manga and showed me everyone who died.
Oh, that's not
and it really,
that's
bro,
terrible.
I can't even say, because it was like, oh, you're not ready for what's gonna happen.
That's
and a lot of people say this too.
Right.
Is like, you are having all this fun right now with the show, but the manga is when it gets caught up, y'all gonna be fucked up.
Yeah,
like, that's
people say that with every anime
who died,
too,
bro. And I'm like, no, and I'm watching it. I'm like, I can't tell Kelly. I'm like, yeah,
bro. And that's a bad thing about being like a content creator, because like, especially like some content creators just make the content kind of dip away. Like, I like to really interact with the people that watch my stuff. So I read almost like I try to read every comment. So certain anime, I see those spoilers in the comment. I'm like, bro, why did you put this in here? Like, why on earth would you put this in my comment section? I hate it, but it comes with the job,
It definitely does, man. How often do you post on there now?
On TikTok?
Yeah.
So my goal right now is 4 times a day. So I'm aiming for 4. I want to amp it up. I want to try to get to, so the dude I was telling you about at the beginning of the episode, his name is Blizzy Boy. I want to get to that 7, but right now I'm aiming for 4.
So like what he was doing, right? Because I watch some TikTok content creator tips pages as well. And like, that is like a cool thing to do, which is just put your TikTok app open, and while you're doing something dope, like, race car driving in an arcade, right? Just film that, because you could just slap text on that.
That's what he does. So he's a rapper.
Yes.
So all he does is sit there and just like rap his songs. So he's literally he was just at the steering wheel, just like, rapping his song. And I've seen him post that one clip probably a couple times now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just have a different text at the top, and it's just the same clip, and you can redo it and reuse it. It's a little bit more difficult for me per se, because it's not as easy to just like, because most of the stuff I say is specific commentary, and it's hard to reuse that. Don't get me wrong, I do post some of my TikToks over again, but I try to space them out as much as I do in the reposting, so that way the new followers don't go, I just followed this guy, why did he post the same clip 2 weeks later? Like, what the fuck? Like, I just saw that. I try to like, wait, like the clip that you were talking about with the Kakashi one.
Yeah.
That's from like over a year ago. So maybe you're new and you just never saw it. Like, there are new people who might have followed me this week that haven't seen the clips that blew up a while ago.
I've never done that.
I wonder if I
should do that. My biggest clip I've ever done is on a skit. And I did this on the fly, okay? Because it was like 12 degrees in New York City. It was cold as fuck, right? And I created this like while I was going to work. And while at work, I made this video. It was called How to Survive New York City Winter, right?
I think I might have seen that.
Dude, this video went crazy. Like, people in my girl's class, she was going to school in NYU for a surgical technician. They were hitting her up and like, why is your man's on my For You page? Because it spread in New York City like crazy. I think it hit like 500,000, was shared fucking thousands of times, favorited thousands. It was crazy. And that gave me a big bump of like 3,000 subs or something. And it was just a video that I was just talking about New York City stuff. And then I said, you need to dress like a tactical hobo. And I just had like all this tactical gear and like the fur and all that. Right. And everyone thought it was funny. And I did everything on my phone too. So I wonder if I should repost that. I've never reposted anything before.
Go for it. Because sometimes, like, I've had videos that have blown up even bigger the second time. Because one of my biggest videos was I don't know if you've seen the Todoroki one I did with the his mom like burning him. It's kind of morbid, but it's funny. And I posted it and it was doing pretty well. I think it capped off at like 60K.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, I took it and I think it might even been a year. Like it was a while. And I took it and I reposted it. And it ended up, that's actually my biggest video. And it got, I think it got 900K. And then they took the sound down. So they took the sound down at the 900K. So I'm like, yo, I could have hit 1 million. Like that would have been my first million view TikTok. But they took the sound off it. I don't even know why. But
they've been doing that a lot right now. Like, have you seen, when you're trying to use like a sound off of somebody's video and you're trying to save it, it's like, oh, this is not licensed, you can't use it.
Yeah.
And then the text to speech, like people are gone.
Yeah, I peeped
these different people now.
I peeped that, yeah.
And it doesn't sound good, so I don't use it anymore.
I don't use the text to speech.
I think it's like an attention grabber, especially if you are fluent in TikTok, right? When you hear that voice, like, I do the series called Dope Knives Under $100, right? And then when you hear that voice as a person that browses TikTok a lot,
right?
Dope Knives Under $100, part 1 or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's like a hook.
It kind of catches your attention.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I want to find out what these things are, and also like I know that voice, so I'm gonna see. But now the voice is weird.
Yeah, I've heard the new voice, and it is weird. Yeah, yeah, I've actually noticed that. I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed that, because I spend a lot of time on TikTok. I make a lot of TikTok.
Too much time, bro.
Yeah, I probably spend. So TikTok actually has this new feature where I don't know if you've done it yet, but it's like a timer, so it gives you a notification if you've been on there.
Oh, I don't want that.
I put a notification on there if I've been on there for 20 minutes.
20 minutes? That's nothing.
So I have it on there for when I'm scrolling. Yeah. But it annoys the fuck out of me when I'm making content, because I'll be trying to make videos and it keeps telling me, and I'm like, yo, leave me the fuck alone. Like I'm in my bag. I'm trying to record these TikToks. Yeah. But like I do have it on for when I'm scrolling, because I hate to be like just waste my work day away on TikTok. Which it's not always a waste, because sometimes that's where you get inspired, like you get new ideas. Because I'll see an idea in a field that has nothing to do with me, and I'll be like, how can I connect this to my viewers?
Exactly. That's how I know you're a content creator, bro. Because I do the same thing, and to make shit about knives is really fucking hard. So,
right.
Yeah, like I'll take things like whether it's a sound or like a trend or anything like that, and then I'll use it. And I watch all the tip guys too. Like they do a 6-second.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of those guys.
Yeah, I did one today where I sold a bunch of knives last night because I don't want to work again. Kelly's like, yo, just give me X amount. It's very small too, like every month, and like it's cool. Just like never work again.
Right.
So I sold like almost my entire collection. So I pulled in a lot of money. And it was just me doing these funny dances like a robot. It's just like text, like saying like, you sold a bunch of knives, so now you could just focus on creating content. And it's like long, so you're like forced to read it.
And it
replays.
Yeah.
Right. See,
because that's the algorithm. The number one thing the algorithm looks for is how long your videos got played and how many times they've played it over.
Yeah.
The second thing they look for is shares.
Yep.
So one of the things I'm always thinking about, and I actually said this in another interview. I was interviewing a guy earlier today, and I was talking about it. The second thing I think about is shares. I want to make a video that makes people go, oh shoot, I'm gonna send this to my, I wonder if he feels this way. I'm gonna send this to my homie, or oh, does he know this? Does this? And I think that that's a really helpful thing, is just thinking about the shareability of the video. Like, hey, am I gonna want to send this to my homie? Am I gonna comment on this? Like I like those videos.
Yeah, it's crazy when you look at your shared numbers in some videos. You're like, what? They shared this? Like, this is crazy. You're like shocked. But for you, I bet you get a lot more, because anime is such a big topic on TikTok, and like literally everywhere now in content creation.
Hell yeah.
So
we're pretty polarizing too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love that you guys post the podcast clips on there. I just can't do it. I don't think it works for knife things. You know what I'm saying?
I think you can, because I didn't think it would work.
Yeah.
But you'll start to learn as you go. You know what I'm saying? So you might post like the first clip of your podcast or wherever, and you'll realize, okay, maybe this type of clip doesn't work. let me try this one. Oh, this type of clip does work a little bit. Maybe I'll aim it. And you'll even start. One thing that I've realized that I do, and I even like sit down and think about while we're making the podcast, in my head, I'm thinking about clips while I'm speaking on the podcast. So 9 times out of 10, when I go to edit, I already know what clips from the podcast I'm doing. Because I'll be sitting there and my co-host will say something, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're in clip mode now. Like, this is about to be an amazing clip. Damn. And then we can just keep moving. And it really just comes with practice. Because when we first started podcasting, I was like, how the hell am I going to make these clips and make this work? Like, how is this even going to work? Because my TikTok originally, I didn't have any podcast clips on there. It was just me. And I started adding in clips as time went on. And then now I think people like the clips more than they even like the stuff with just me. Which
the clips are fire.
I think that I love that. I like that they like the clips better because the podcast is my main thing, So I love how much people love the clips. And you'll learn as you go. Like I say, just try it. Like just try a couple. And as you do it, I promise you'll start to learn. Like you don't realize just how much you'll learn. You're already a content creator, so you already have that brain for what works and what doesn't, and you'll see as you go.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I'm definitely gonna try that. I think I have to record the pod like this.
Oh so yeah, with
clip it better because it's easier to just put it on top of each other.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how much we as content creators are just thinking about content all day long, man.
Like how do I put it in the 9x16? Like
and once you start editing, one thing that I've noticed is when I watch TV with my girlfriend, I'll be whispering stuff to myself just like, oh, that was a weird edit. Like or even like I'll just notice because I edit my entire day. Like most of my day consists of coming into the studio and editing clips. And I'll be watching and I'll be like I'll notice little stuff and I'll be like, that's a dub. Like they redubbed that over. Like that's not what she actually said right there. Or I'll be watching a clip and I'm like, oh, that was a cut. That was a cut right there. Even when we watch YouTubers. And so many times my girlfriend has been like, what are you talking about? I am a very passionate guy and I'm very obsessive about everything I do. So we watch TV and I'll pause the TV and like literally stand up and like point out to her. I'll be like, look, babe, watch this. Like right here, that was the cut. And she does like, she loves me, so she entertains it. But I know she doesn't care about editing.
I will like be watching anime or a movie or something, and I will pause and rewind so I can like put it on my stories, bro. I'm like, yo, this part is lit. I'm gonna
epic. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hyped about everything. I get excited about a lot of stuff. I'm a very easily excitable guy, and I know sometimes my girlfriend's like, "Damn, like I just want to watch this show," but he's doing the most. But that's what you signed up for.
Is she into the anime and like nerd shit too, or no?
Unfortunately, she's not, and I honestly do. Like, I really do feel like she would be if she gave it an honest try.
Yeah. But
I've never gotten her to watch more than one episode of a show because you know how anime is.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like what she doesn't fully understand, and like it's hard to understand if you've never watched anime. Certain things in life, saying you tried it, you have to do different levels of things. So for her in the TV world, watching one episode is trying it. When you're watching anime, watching one episode, you haven't even tried it yet. Yeah. Even like let's say I was going to put you onto Minecraft for the first time.
Yeah.
And you play Minecraft for 20 minutes. You wouldn't be able to tell somebody that you tried Minecraft. 20 minutes of Minecraft isn't actually trying it. And she doesn't fully understand. Like I tried to get her to watch anime, but it hasn't worked yet. I still need to find the one that is going to just grab her in. I've tried a bunch of them too.
I think it depends on like what she's into already. So with me, it was easy because she's like, I love the MCU. And I was like, I'm in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
My girl doesn't like
She's like, MCU. I love Disney and I love MCU. And I'm like, you're in already. You love Disney? I'm going to show you Studio Ghibli. You know what I'm saying? You like MCU? One Punch Man. The perfect thing. Yeah. You know, I actually pick One Punch Man over My Hero because as a starter introduction anime to someone who likes the MCU, because I feel like the fact that One Punch Man makes fun of these anime tropes.
Yeah.
And other things too. Like, do you remember that guy in like the first season where he ate too much crab and he was like a stockbroker or something?
Yeah.
And then he became like a lobster man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it makes you think. I'm like, oh yeah, these finance guys always eat sushi and shit. Even
Right.
here in America.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good starter, but it depends on what they're into already, you know? So
My
you
girl
gotta
just
look at
likes
that.
reality TV shows, bro. Like that's
There's
all we
gotta be some
watch.
reality. Isn't there like an anime about like rap and hip hop and shit?
Maybe I
Where they
don't
got
know.
bars, bro. I
Oh,
heard that
actually,
it's
no, no, no,
good,
no. You're right.
right?
Fuck, what's it called?
I forgot. I didn't watch it, but I saw a clip of it on Twitter, and I was like, "This is pretty
I
good."
saw a clip of it too, and my homie Otaku God, he's a rapper. He's an anime
Yeah,
rapper. If you like rap and anime, check him out.
yeah.
He's great at what he does. But I remember talking to him about it. He was like, "Nah, it's lit. It's really good."
You know, something like that, which is kind of reality because they're like chasing for this thing.
Yeah,
Something
because
like
she
that.
loves like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette.
Yeah,
We watch Big Brother together. I don't know if you've watched Big
yeah.
Brother.
I
And
watch
like
some reality. I watch some reality. Not
I
those.
normally don't, but she has put me onto it because I get invested into a story. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is. If I
Mhm.
watch 2 episodes and there's a story, I'm probably caught. But we're watching Love Island right now, and when
Oh,
I
there's a lot
tell
of hot
you,
people in it, at least.
bro, when I tell you I am more excited for every episode than she is,
Yeah.
it's like, bro, after we get off this interview, I'm about to take my ass home and watch Love Island
Love
where
Island.
because it's lit, bro. And it comes out every day. So you don't even
Which
have to
one are you
wait,
watching
bro.
though? Like
Love
which
Island
one?
US. Or it's on
You
Peacock. Yeah, Love
Yeah,
Island
yeah.
US
So
on
the
Peacock.
US one. Okay, cool. Because I watch a lot of podcasts and I hear them talking about it, so I know that what it's about. You know,
It's good. It's good.
is that
Like,
the one where like, is that the one where they can't fuck each other or?
that's too hot to handle.
Okay. That
And we
I
haven't
know about
watched that
both.
one
I know
yet.
about both. So
Yeah. Love Island is the one where they just put a bunch of people in a house and they like couple up and they do different challenges, but then like you might want to leave your couple and like, bro, I'm invested. I'll be watching like, no, like don't leave her. You know that she's the one for you. Like I'm really invested. My girl be like, wow, you're really into this. And I
yo,
just
but
like
that's
a
what
good
she
story.
likes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
mean, you know, Kelly and I watch reality too, but we watch shit like Naked and Afraid or like fucking
you watch
Alone.
Survivor?
I used to watch it, but I really like the show Alone now because what they do is there's no camera crew. The camera crew is the
Oh,
person. And these are like the most badass survivalists in the world. And they
wow.
give them like GoPros and shit, right? And then they just give them all the gear, and it's them like being fucking vloggers or something. He's like, "Yo, I just had to kill this Wolverine because he tried to, you know, get my fucking seal fat or whatever."
I
And
might have to watch that one. That's
bro,
because I love Survivor,
it's
but that
so
sounds
ill,
good
bro.
too.
It's like mad real. Like the only way, because these people will not tap. A lot of them will not tap out, but
Hmm.
they check on you every week to make sure you don't die
Right. Damn,
because
every
there's no
week. That's it.
time limit. There's no time limit. Motherfuckers be out there for months, and the prize is like $1 million, bro.
So wait, how do you get to the million?
You have to be the last one, and you don't
Oh,
even know, bro. Yo, there was this one season. The guy, he was like, "Fuck, I think I'm gonna be medically tapped because I'm getting really skinny. I don't have a lot of fat." And
hmm
this guy had a lot of food actually, but when you don't get fat in your body and you're just eating meat, your
yeah.
body gets sick. So he's like, I'm
Wow.
losing all my fat. And then they came, right? And you know, they radio him and the helicopter's coming, and he's like, fuck, I'm gonna be medically tapped. I thought I was gonna win. And then you just see his wife,
Wow.
come out, and he's like in an emotional thing. He knows he won because he's been gone for months, dude. These are badass survivalist people. Like that
I think I need to watch that.
you
I think
bro,
I need
it's
to
so
watch
ill.
that.
The best seasons are on Netflix right now. It's called Alone. It's fucking sick.
I need to watch that because I got super into survival. I ended up getting COVID, probably
Yeah.
like December or some
You
shit
feel
like
bad?
that. And actually, no. So I've gotten COVID twice.
Yeah.
The first time I had it, I was completely asymptomatic. Thank God, bro. Like, I felt normal.
What?
Like I felt the same as I feel right now, honestly. The second time, I felt a little bad.
Yeah.
It really just felt like a cold though. Like it didn't
Yes.
really feel bad at all. It wasn't even a bad cold. The only reason I knew I had COVID was because I was with my girlfriend's stepdad and he got COVID and I was playing Madden with him probably like the day before.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, fuck, bro. Like I really got that. I was so salty that I got
Yeah.
COVID.
I
But
got it too.
How did it affect you?
First 3 days I felt like dog shit, and then the next day I was like, what happened to it? Like, it's gone.
Oh, see,
And
that's good.
Yeah, a week later I was back to getting swole. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you were back in action.
But I
Yeah.
had no taste buds, bro, for like a month, yo.
I'm so happy I didn't end up with that.
I was
I'm
eating
so happy I
Shake
didn't end
Shack,
up with
right?
that.
I'm eating Shake Shack, and I know what the burger tastes like and
Right.
what the fries taste like, but when I'm eating it, right, I can only tell that it's salty. Like, I couldn't tell the difference. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
I'm so happy.
I'm
My
like dipping it in
co-host was
ketchup. It's the
dying.
same thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I was smelling my cat's breath. I couldn't smell it. That's how crazy it was. So in some
Wow.
ways, it was like a blessing because my cat will be taking a shit. And I'm like, you know, my girl's like, yo, it stinks. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And I just turned it out. My cat's
Wow.
taking a shit.
That's crazy, bro. Like
That happened for like maybe almost 2 months. I didn't have anything. Yeah.
that sounds like hell.
It was all
Like,
right. I mean, you know, eventually, like, we went out to eat
mhm.
because it started slowly coming back, and we went out to eat, and I was like, I could taste this.
That's fire. That's
Yeah,
epic.
it was
Damn.
dope.
I'm so glad I didn't lose that. My co-host C2, when he got COVID, that shit fucked him up, bro.
Damn.
So actually in 2020, the whole podcast crew got COVID. Me, my co-host C2, my cameraman, and then my other co-host at the time, Vermilion. Me and Vermilion were completely asymptomatic. We were fine.
Oh, where'd you guys get it though?
Vermilion.
Oh,
So Vermilion's brother got it.
oh shit.
And then he had it, but he didn't know he had it. So he came and podcasted with us. And then we all ended up getting it. And I was fine. I felt completely fine. Millie felt completely fine. But C2 and Vic were dying, bro. Like they were
Damn.
throwing up, coughing, like
Oh, they got that
every
one.
single symptom that you have, they had
Mhm.
it, bro. Like they said their muscles were aching, they were
Mhm.
freezing, they were hot, like everything
Yeah.
except for like actually being in the hospital.
Yeah.
They had all of that, bro. They were struggling.
Yeah, I had like, it felt like a flu to me. Like my body, you know, like when you're sick and everything hurts, like your skin hurts.
Yeah,
When you had
yeah.
the flu, kind of, you
I
know,
had
it's
the flu
like
one time, and
like more than a
honestly,
cold.
I was positive I was gonna die. I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the flu, and it was the worst thing I've ever felt in my life.
So for us, it sucked because in 3 days, the symptoms were gone. I didn't have the taste or smell thing, but we tested positive for like 2 more weeks after that. We
Ah,
were out of work for 3 weeks, bro.
damn. What y'all
Not
just do?
good.
Sit at home and watch anime?
Watch mad Korean movies, yo. Like all the Korean movies that like are dope, like the, you know, the fighting ones, like some of
Yeah,
the thrillers, like I Saw the Devil and stuff like that.
right,
I showed Kelly. I introduced her to these films because Parasite had just come out
right.
before, and I was like, you gotta watch some more Korean shit. And I like showed her like some of their
Fire.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up.
Hmm.
I wanted to ask you, what's the
Yeah.
worst anime you've ever watched?
The worst anime I've ever watched, man. There is this game called Orphan,
Mhm.
and the anime is also very bad. It's like a
Ah,
guy that like does like a lightning thing, and it's pretty bad.
really? I've
Yeah.
never seen that one.
Yeah, don't. And I'm trying to think of another one though. I generally like a lot of stuff, or I give it a chance. If it's not for me, it's not for me. I don't go
Right,
hard in the paint on it.
right.
Um, and I'm really bad at starting stuff and not finishing it.
I feel that.
I
I've been
watched
trying to get better at that.
you know, I think it's which show is that where the guy like spins a fucking castle and like throws it at like the bad guys? I think it's like
I actually know that. I've never watched it, but I do know what you're talking
he's
about.
like he was like a demon lord reborn into
Yeah.
like a baby, and he becomes this like the guy is so powerful that he's like snapping his fingers and like bringing this guy back to life over
It's
and over,
called
like
fuck. I
Misfit,
watched the first episode. It's what is that? It's
Demonic Misfit, a Demon Academy, is that it?
no. Oh, wait.
I'm
No,
googling
that's
it
a
right
different one.
now.
That's a different one. No, maybe it is.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I just googled it right now. Yeah, it's. I watched a bunch of episodes of that. I was really into it, and then I just stopped watching it.
Yeah, I only watched episode 1 of that
Yeah,
one.
and then I do things like that, like Spy Family. I had to stop watching it at like episode 6, and I love that show. I thought it was really fucking
It's
good.
really good. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
really good. It's like cute as shit. I'm like showing my girl clips of like Anya.
Yeah.
Oh, you had this clip. Anya or Boji?
Oh yeah. Like I gotta ask, Anya or Boji, who you picking?
I'm going Boji, bro. But I haven't finished
Boji?
the show yet, so I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair
You know
enough.
what I'm
I picked
saying?
Anya. I picked Anya. Did you watch Kotaro Lives Alone?
I did not. Because of your review, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, see, for me,
Yeah.
people love it. So I mean, maybe you might like it,
Is
but
it
I
sad
just
or
wasn't.
something?
It's supposed to be, but I just couldn't get invested. Like I was watching it, feeling like I should be feeling sad, but I was just like, I just genuinely don't really care. Like I don't really care about Boji. I mean, not Boji. I don't really care
Don't
about.
say that, bro. Don't say that.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. I didn't care about Kotaro, or I didn't
Mhm.
really care about his neighbor. Like, and I also just really didn't like the art style.
Yeah, he
Like,
looked like a weird Boji, like
yeah,
kind of.
like the way his
Yeah.
eyes were drawn and like the shape. Like, I just wasn't really feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. That was just me though.
I have like a kind of, I don't know if this is, it's not unknown because people definitely watch it, but I started watching it like just to see. Because I stay hometown, my girl makes all the money. So I
Right.
watched this show called Way of the House Husband.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Bro, it's so funny. It's like this ex Yakuza member
Right.
who's like so ill at homemaking. Like he's like cleaning up and like
I
making
think I need to
food.
watch that.
But all these people are like scared of him because he used to be called the Immortal Dragon, and he's like hard as fuck, yo. And he
Damn.
meets all these other ex gangsters that are doing other shit now. Like
Right.
one of his main rivals is like cooking crepes in a food truck.
That's
I
fire.
started laughing so hard.
I gotta
That's
watch
another
that.
show. I
Wait, what's it
watched
called?
like
I'm gonna
6
put that on my list right now. What is
Way
that
of the
called?
House Husband.
Way of the House Husband.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
on and the way that they animate it is like an animated manga, if that makes sense. The way that they edit, it's cool. You as a person who edits, you will enjoy the
Okay,
things that
cool.
happen. Because it's not animated like, you know, like Mob Psycho 100, which is just like so extravagant.
Right.
But the way the edits go is like awesome, and the
Okay,
humor is really
cool.
good. They have a cat, and then you know every episode the cat does something too.
I love
And
funny
it's on
anime.
Netflix right now.
Okay, bet. Funny anime
Yeah,
are the best.
yeah,
If it can make
it's
me
pretty good.
laugh, I love it. I love Konosuba. Fire. That's actually that might be my answer for best isekai, honestly.
Konosuba, I'm gonna look that up right now.
I highly recommend.
Oh, is
That's
this the like? Oh no, I never watched this.
honestly, that might be the funniest anime I've ever watched. I think
Okay,
Konosuba might be the funniest. Prison
all
School is
right.
hilarious too. Love Prison
Oh,
School.
that's the one that's kind of like, is it kind of like
Yeah,
etchy and shit?
it's a little wild, but it's hilarious. I watched that whole thing in one night. Like that's how good it was.
Bro, I just Googled this right now and I just see tits, dude.
It gets wild, bro. When you're watching Prison School,
I can't even share this on screen right now.
nah, you can't. Cause that's one that I had to watch at the crib because I didn't even want my girl to like
Yo,
think
some
I'm
shows be
wild.
like that.
It's out of
Like you
pocket, bro. It's like that was one I had to watch by myself in my like couldn't even turn it on in the living room. Like that one gets wild.
Oh, there
But
was one that I was
it's
watching
hilarious,
that is
bro.
like that, and I forgot what it is now. I should have mentioned it earlier. It's one of those shows you can't watch in public. There are just shows like that.
Yeah.
You know, like High School of the Dead. You probably shouldn't.
I've never watched it, but I know of it. Yeah.
It's
That
the
one's wild.
the jiggle physics in that show is
Crazy.
you gotta be watching it, and then people are like, "What are you doing?" You know, you're like,
Yeah. I was watching Food Wars in the break room at work.
"Oh,
I had to turn that off. I was like, nah, this is wild. Yeah. I love Food Wars though. It's a great show.
yeah." I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched it yet. I've definitely watched clips of it,
It's
and I was
really
like,
good.
"Oh, this is one of those."
Seasons 1 through 4, great. Season 5, you don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
Season 5, it just doesn't even feel like the same show. Like there are no stakes. You're kind of just watching it.
You mean like Shield Hero?
Exactly. Like Shield Hero. Season 1 Shield Hero was great.
Yeah.
Season 2, I was watching like, who cares? Who cares about this turtle? Who cares about anything that's happening right now?
You're one of the people that made me decide I wasn't gonna make time for it because my brother, who watches anime as well, but he loves Shield Hero.
I
put him
love
on,
Shield Hero.
and then he was like, "Bro, you do not want to watch it." I'm like, "Damn, they did that."
Yeah, just keep your memory of season 1 and be like, "Wow, great show." Season 2, it's so boring. It's so boring. Like
Damn, dude.
there's a weird turtle that they got to defeat that like nobody. I don't care. There's another character that gets introduced and you're like, who cares about you? Where did you even come from? Like, it's just like the thing about Shield Hero that made it really interesting was watching Naofumi like navigate through the world, watching his relationship with the other heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like get acclimated to all that, watching the adversity he was going through. But by season 2, he already understands the world. Him and the other heroes are cool. Like him and the queen and all the problems are solved. So it might as well be a bad slice of life anime almost. It's like a slice of life anime pretending to be action. It's just not good. It's not good.
Damn.
The animation is bad too.
Fuck.
The turtle looks terrible. I don't know if you've seen any clips of that big turtle. It looks terrible.
I haven't so because bad. People like definitely said don't do it. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna. How do you feel about this, like the MCU stuff?
I was gonna ask you about the MCU.
Yeah. I'm caught up on fucking everything. Bro.
Me too.
Like, I watched everything.
I haven't watched all the shows. I haven't watched.
I'm trying to think of a show I haven't watched yet. I finished everything. Miss Marvel. I finished Moon Knight. I finished like literally everything.
Actually, I think the only one that I didn't watch might have been Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I finished that too.
I need to. That's the last one I need to watch because I watched Loki, watched WandaVision, watched Hawkeye. Miss Marvel, Moon Knight. That's all of them,
right?
You
got through WandaVision and you didn't get through Captain America?
So I didn't finish WandaVision, but I decided that I'm done because I got really bored and everything.
Where did you end?
Right when it started to pick up, like right with the White Vision and all that. So pretty much done. I think I had like 1, maybe 2 episodes left. And the rest of it more or less got explained in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I need to go back to it. Maybe I will. I don't know. But who knows? I think the biggest problem with phase 4 of the MCU is the TV shows.
You think so?
I think the TV shows are a problem because the movies and the TV shows are leaning heavily into each other. And the TV shows aren't that good. And it's because they're a weird blend between a show and a movie. So it's really hard to get the pacing correct.
True.
Because a TV show, each episode needs to have a certain amount of rise and fall. And there still has to be that same amount of rise and fall throughout the entire season. And it's really hard to mix that when it feels like they make these shows almost like a movie cut into 6 parts.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's hard to be invested the whole time because it's like if I was in a movie theater and they were like, well, get up. Like, and it's 20 minutes in the movie, like get up and leave. You're like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm not invested yet. Why would I click episode 2 when episode 1 didn't give me another reason?
That is a valid breakdown on that.
That's how it feels to me.
Because if I think about like some of my favorite Marvel shows, it'd be like The Punisher. Like I love that. But that's probably because John Bernthal is just such a great actor, dude.
Right.
I like Daredevil as well.
I haven't watched that one, but I
watched all of it.
And, I need to watch that.
And again, his scenes with the Punisher were like amazing. But yeah, I can see that. It's like it's as if it's a movie and they just chopped it up.
And it would be difficult to do that. Like imagine if you were watching even your favorite movie. If you got 20 minutes in and they were like, all right, leave and come back in a week. It's like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Like,
but we do it with anime.
But anime has the proper rise and fall throughout the episode to where the episode lifts and it might leave you on a cliffhanger, but you still have a reason to come back. If I'm in the middle of the first act, if the first act isn't over yet, normally you don't really get fully invested in a movie until probably like the 30-minute mark, maybe. You know, like, so it's really difficult. Or we'll have one episode that's just action-packed the entire way through. But then the climax of the season for these shows, for most of them, I've noticed, has been like episode 4. because it's structured like a movie. So those 2 episodes are like, what the fuck? Like Miss Marvel, that last episode of Miss Marvel, it felt like they just added in the extra action at the end, but I felt like it almost could have ended after she closed the portal.
I did like Miss Marvel though.
I did too. I liked Miss Marvel.
I liked it. I actually like Miss Marvel more than Captain Marvel, which is
I hate Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And they're doing that movie, The Marvels.
I wonder how it's
Monica
gonna be.
Rambeau.
That's gonna be
from
exciting.
WandaVision is gonna be in it because she has these cosmic powers or something.
Right.
It's supposed to be them 3.
I don't like.
Are you excited for the new stuff?
Yes, I'm really excited for Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever looks lit, dude.
Cannot wait for Wakanda
I got mad
Forever.
confused in the theater though, because they showed Avatar 2 Way of Water trailer, and then Wakanda Forever, and I was like, they both blew. Like, what's going on? And it's all about water. Both look really good, but
dude,
yeah, I'm excited.
That's gonna be good.
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever. What else was on the list that I was excited for? I'm Armor Wars.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I really like Ironheart. I'm an Ironheart fan, so I'm really excited for that. And I believe she's gonna be in Wakanda Forever.
Yes, they showed the little clip of like the heart falling on the ground.
Yeah, so I'm hyped for that. What else was on there? I think that the Secret Wars and all that is gonna be really cool. Because I think that the new Avengers that they're building up is cool. I just don't feel like they interact enough. Like,
you know what's crazy about Secret Wars, and I learned this about Secret Wars through this podcast called Listen 3000. They're pretty good too. They're on TikTok right now. Okay. They're pretty small, but they're like really good. And Nick Fury hasn't been Nick Fury since Age of Ultron. Ooh. He's been like a fucking like Skrull type dude or whatever. He's gonna make it. How insane is that, bro?
That is insanity.
Yeah, that's insane.
Age the whole Ultron, time that means he wasn't around for
bro. Not for Endgame, not for like.
Yeah,
bro, it's crazy.
Wow.
So I don't even know if you see him in any of the other. If you did, it wasn't him.
Well, yeah, because he was in Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Oh yeah,
that was a Skrull.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so I read about this a little bit. I watched some pieces of content on Secret Wars, like some of these comic historian type guys. Of course, I do that too, so I can keep up with the comic books. And yeah, it's like everyone was a Skrull.
Yeah,
like everybody was a Skrull, bro. Like
that's gonna be interesting.
How are they gonna do that?
That's gonna be really interesting.
And then the Kang Dynasty stuff, I know Loki introduced them.
I really like the actor that was playing Kang. Yes. He was super charismatic, so I think he's gonna be a good villain.
I liked him in Lovecraft Country. I binged the shit out of that show. It's a horror show, and he was the main character in it, and he was really good. But I never knew a lot about Kang, but he's like this ultra powerful dude, bro. Like he can fuck shit up. I just thought he's a guy from the future. Like, who cares? Like, how is he gonna be the next big bad? But nah, he's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I hear. He's gonna be crazy.
So Ant-Man 3 is gonna have him as the main villain.
Oh yeah, right? Quantumanium, yeah. Quantumania or whatever it is.
I think the thing I'm looking forward to most, and I'm scared of it as well, is Blade. Because I love Blade. I love it. I love Blade so much. One of my I don't know if I told this. I've told this on a podcast before. One of my fondest memories with my dad. I don't know if I told you this. So I was like 18 and I was in the Philippines, right? Maybe 17. And I didn't have any money. And I was like macking it on this girl. And I'm like, yo, do you want to come hang out or whatever? And she's like, yeah, I want to go watch Blade. So I didn't have any money, bro. This is so embarrassing. So I told my dad, I was like, yo, do you want to watch Blade?
Oh, wow.
Yo, I had my dad pay for the girl too, and it was me, the girl, and my dad.
That's crazy.
We watched Blade 1 in the theater. You
gotta get it done somehow.
I got it though. I got it like a week later.
You gotta get it done somehow. You gotta get. You were plotting.
Yo, I know, but I can't. Yeah, and I love Blade so much. I hope they don't fuck it up.
I don't know, and I think that it has the potential to be good.
Yeah.
Because I think that Multiverse of Madness has opened up the door for more darkness in the
Mhm.
MCU. So
Yeah.
hopefully Blade has the room to be as dark and edgy as it needs to be. Because I don't want to see gummy, happy, super comedic. Like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see cartoony Blade. I want
Yeah.
to see an actual like
Like a badass vampire killer that's a
intense.
vampire. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's what
mean?
I want to see.
Well, I mean, you heard his voice at the end of the Eternals.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, and you know, everyone is, making all these rumors. Oh, they're gonna do the Midnight Suns with Blade and Black Knight
That's
and
what I
all
heard from
that.
my homie. Yeah, my
And
homie
I'm
from
like,
the Keep It or no, the Capes, Cows and Close Calls
oh,
podcast.
sick.
They're awesome, bro. You
Yeah,
should
and
check
it's
them
like
out.
there's all these things happening, right, that are making me excited about what could happen.
Mhm.
But I do feel that phase 4, aside from uh it's No Way Home, right? Yeah, that's the latest
No
one.
Way Home, yes.
Yeah, that was the only one that delivered on everything I wanted.
I agree.
I know it's nostalgia. I do know that.
Right.
But I feel like they could have done more with all these things. They had all these scenes already planned out for like Thor: Love and Thunder, for Multiverse of Madness, and they were all cut.
Yeah.
And I think those scenes could have pushed Phase 4 into a much better light than it is right now.
One thing that I've been hearing about the Phase 4 of Marvel or even like the direction Marvel's going, if you look at like Thor: Love and Thunder, that I wasn't crazy about that movie.
I
I
thought
don't
it was
feel like
I thought it was cool, but I forgot like about it. Yeah.
exactly. If you watch that movie from like an 8-year-old perspective, an 8-year-old would think that that movie is crazy, you know? So I feel like they're aiming it a little bit more towards kids now cuz
Mhm.
even when I watched Iron Man 1, like the first Marvel movie, I think I probably had to be around 8.
Damn.
And yeah, I was young. I had to be around 8 when I watched that movie. And there was a scene where Iron Man took a girl back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? All that. And like that doesn't happen in the MCU nowadays. You know, like they want this to be. And as
They
an
fucked in
8-year-old, I was kind.
Eternals.
They did.
They had a sex scene in
They
Eternals, which is
did.
like
You're right.
unnecessary though.
Eternals. I don't even feel like that was really like made for. I take that back. I'm tweaking when I'm talking about the MCU Phase 4. Completely forgot about Shang-Chi because that movie was
Oh,
fantastic,
Shang-Chi
and
is
I cannot
fire.
overlook that. Yeah,
I
I
love
got to
I
make
love
sure to give
Shang-Chi,
that
yeah,
movie
yeah.
his props
And
because
that's not just because 'cause I'm Asian either. Like, it's fire, bro. You know what I mean?
that was a great movie.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if
So
it wasn't an MCU movie, that was just a good movie.
oh hell yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That was
Yeah,
a
it was
great
great.
movie. And like it shows how good it was because Marvel didn't even give that movie that had the lowest advertising and marketing budget for any other for any MCU movie. Like the budget they gave them such a small budget and it ended up being the highest grossing movie of I think it came out Labor Day weekend or whatever weekend in like for in all movies.
I was so scared when I watched that movie, bro, because I was like, "Man, you can't fuck it up for us, dude." You
We
know,
got
and
to
there
get
was a
another
lot of
one.
Asian hate stuff happening at that time. I was like, "You
Yeah.
cannot fuck it up for us, bro." And
Yeah.
it delivered,
It
bro.
delivered.
It
It
fucking
delivered.
delivered, man.
It was
That
great.
was amazing. I
Yeah.
can't wait till he interacts. That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of my friends who are not content creators that are nerds too, right? They like diss all of this stuff so much, but like they
Mm,
don't have a concept of what's really going on.
right.
I'm like, yeah, you say that now, but wait until later when Thor is getting help from Athena from fucking Eternals, or like Shang-Chi is like saving Spider-Man. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like you're gonna bug the fuck out, you
Right.
know? And that's
It's a
gonna
buildup.
happen. That's gonna happen.
Hell yeah.
The next Infinity War Endgame moment, that's gonna happen. And do you remember when you watched MCU in the beginning and it led up to Infinity War, right? And Avengers? Some of those movies didn't slap for me at the time.
Facts. Facts.
And I feel like that's happening now as well. But I feel like since Marvel, the MCU is so huge, everyone is like just being so hard on it now.
Mm,
To me, right, when I talk to other people that are into this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. You know why? This is the best time to be a nerd is right now. I
facts.
can watch anything that I want. There's always something to watch.
Hell
And
yeah.
my boy who loves the comic books, he's more of a comic book guy. He was wearing this dope fucking Marvel versus Street Fighter Tokidoki collab like hoodie when he was in my house.
Epic.
Yeah, it was from Comic-Con. It's like you can't buy it. So, and I was like, he was like, "Oh, do we need more of this MCU shit?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I've been waiting for this shit my whole life, and it's here. Like these heroes, I can just watch them in full, high-end graphics and CGI. It's here. Like,
Facts.
aren't you just happy about that?
That's intense, man. It's awesome to be able to have all this stuff, like, and actually be able to watch all this and have so much. Because like when I was a kid, I stumbled upon Black Panther in
Yeah.
probably like 5th grade, 6th grade. I think it was
Damn.
like 5th grade, 6th grade. It was when I stumbled upon Black Panther, and that was my favorite superhero. I was like, as a Captain America hater, Black Panther was like the best version. Like it was like Captain America, but better. And I was like, this is perfect. And then being able to go into high school, I think Civil War came out my junior year of high school. So probably like, I don't know, 10 years later, something like that. I got to see that. And I was like, yo, now I get to see Black Panther on the screen when I didn't. I remember the night. I was actually supposed to be asleep. I don't know why. I was just on my phone in my bed, and I found Black Panther. And I was on YouTube just searching up. I remember searching Black Panther fights. And I was just looking at small moments he had in like other people's cartoons, and like other people were like posting comics because I didn't have any comics back then. So I was like looking at comic strips. And now if I want to see Black Panther, I can go watch Black Panther's movie. I couldn't do that back in the day.
Yeah.
My second favorite was Shazam.
Shazam's fire.
At the time, he was still Captain Marvel. But that was my I was like, Shazam is the GOAT, bro. But there was no Shazam content for me to actually like watch. Even though I don't really like the Shazam movie that much, it's still cool to have it. It's still cool to see him in other cartoons and all that other stuff. Like, that's epic, bro. Who are
you
your
think Black
3
Adam's
favorites?
gonna be dope?
I hope so. I hope
Me
Black
too.
Adam's gonna be dope.
I mean, I watch everything The Rock is in. I don't know why. I do.
I agree.
The only thing I haven't watched is like that Baller show. I've never watched that. But every movie that The Rock is in, I watch it. Even like I watch all the brainless action stuff too. What was your question?
Top 3 favorite superheroes.
Oh shit, that's fucking so hard, man. Probably like Wolverine.
Wolverine.
I'm mad basic saying that. Cyclops. I'm just kidding. I fucking hate Cyclops.
I don't really like him either.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Up there. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah. Third one, the Hulk. But they kind of like fucked him up in the MCU.
Yeah. I hate MCU Hulk, bro.
I know, bro.
How
do you feel about how do you feel about the She-Hulk show?
I'm gonna give it a chance. People have been hating on it really heavy. I want to give it a really good, honest chance.
Same.
Because I like She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk is actually really cool. I like Professor Hulk in the comics or whatever. I don't like him in the MCU.
Yeah.
But I just want to go into it with an open mind. Like I want to go into it and really actually give it an honest chance. Because I love Hulk.
The best version of Hulk that we got is the Edward Norton one. When he would just get pissed and fucking people were shooting him and he's like, what the fuck?
Edward Norton Hulk, that Hulk versus Abomination fight.
Yeah.
One of my favorite MCU fights. Honestly, one of my favorite MCU fights.
Yeah. If they could just have Mark Ruffalo do the Bruce Banner and just have that Hulk, it would be awesome.
I would love that. I would love that. I like the Rampage Hulk. They didn't let Hulk really rampage that much in the MCU like that.
No.
Like, yeah.
They didn't continue the storyline because like he was supposed to do the World War Hulk stuff, right?
Yeah.
And what is it like Planet Hulk and all that? He's gonna come back and beat the crap out of everybody.
Right.
Like that would have been so dope, but they couldn't do that scale. Just like with Infinity War, even Civil War, bro. Have you ever read like Civil War the comics? Because I did.
I haven't. I know
it is them, but so much bigger, bro. There is a scene where Spider-Man, he decides that he's gonna help Cap. Right, and he's running away from these soldiers. He's like hurt, bro. They're like fucking him up and all that because they created basically a Suicide Squad of Marvel, and it was these villains that they had like bombs, exactly like Suicide Squad. They were fucking up Spider-Man, And then the Punisher comes out of the darkness in these sewers and just kills them all.
I think
And
I
then
remember reading that.
Cap beats the shit out of the Punisher, even though he's on their side, because he's like, we don't kill, because Cap is being Cap. And it's moments like that that I kind of missed in the movie. And, you know, a lot of people died, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't show any of that. And I'm like,
Tony
okay,
died.
I guess they couldn't. Yeah. I mean, you know what else? Like, Black Panther Civil War, like Civil War Black Panther is like so much stronger than the Black Panther in the other movies.
That's one of my
in his own movie.
I love the Black Panther movie. I love the Black Panther movie.
But he's better in Civil War.
I like Savage Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like I'm been a Black Panther fan since 5th grade, and Black Panther isn't as peaceful as he is in those movies. Black Panther is, yo, if your feet touches this Wakanda soil and I don't want you to be here, it's raps for you. I am fucking you up. Do not fuck with me or my squad or it's over. Fuck you. That's more like the Black Panther. Like, he's not like a peaceful guy. So I like Civil War Black Panther more than the Black Panther movie Black Panther. But I do want to ask you.
Yeah.
Were you team Iron Man or were you team Cap?
Man, this is really hard because Asians in general are rule abiders.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I was a superhero, I would probably be on the side where I unmask myself. Because I think that the government is too big to fight or something.
Right.
But that's just my upbringing.
Right.
You know, it's like, hey, you know, don't be here and, you know, they're not going to fuck with you or whatever. Like, don't do this. And then the police won't do this. Don't do that. You know, Asians,
right,
you know, have this stigma of like being the model minority. It's true in a sense, you know, because my folks brought me up that way. Like, just follow the rules, save all your money, make a business. That is the immigrant way.
Right.
You know, so if I was a superhero, you know, if I was like one jacked man or something, and I was on like some bullshit team, like the New Warriors or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Filipino superhero. I would probably unmask myself, man. As sad as that sounds, because I would probably say I dig Cap's morals more.
Right.
But I love Iron Man too, in the MCU.
In the MCU, dead, bro. In the MCU, I was definitely team Iron Man.
Yeah.
So as much as I hate Captain America as a kid, I know a little bit about the Civil War stuff. And I remember, I don't remember what video game it was where it was team Captain America versus team Iron Man. I don't think it was Ultimate Alliance. I can't remember, but I remember being team Captain America. But in the MCU, I was team Iron Man. I was team Iron Man because
they were like teaming up with S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Not like the government, really. It was like S.H.I.E.L.D.
It was,
but it is the government, you know what I mean?
Which is the government. But at the same time, like, I didn't like Captain America's whole reasoning behind it, because Captain America was like, they were like, yo, Bucky is killing people. This is a video of Bucky killing people. And Captain America went, no, that's not him. That's my friend. What kind of logic is that, bro? Like, you just what? Like, yes, he did end up being right, whatever. But if we're really thinking about it, that's selfish as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's selfish as fuck to be like, well, that's my homie. Like, I don't.
I would be like, elaborate, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he's brainwashed. Okay, fine, maybe I would give it the benefit of the doubt. But in that video, clearly he's killing people.
And he was like, fuck it, that's my dog. What, bro? Like, what kind of logic is that? Like, what kind of superhero are you, my guy? So that I don't like. I have multiple videos of me talking about how much I hate MCU Captain America. Well, I hate all Captain Americas, but I hate MCU Captain America the most because he's just selfish, bro. He's selfish as fuck. Everything he does, he pretends like he's being selfish, but his reasonings are just like, I don't want to. Like, even when he was having that speech with Tony, where Tony was like, we need these rules on us. He said, well, what if they send me somewhere I don't want to go? Bro, fuck you. Like, what do you mean send you somewhere you don't want to go? Like, I get what you're saying about, you know, you don't want the government controlling you, but it's not always about you, Cap, bro. Like, sometimes it's not about you. When they were on Sokovia, Sokovia's falling to the earth, about to kill the entire planet. And they all understand this. And Iron Man and Thor go, let's blow up this fucking rock. So that way, all the people on this rock die, but the world doesn't. And Cap goes, no, we don't kill people. Cap had no knowledge that Fury was about to come and save everybody. Cap was gonna let the world end. Like, it was over. Like, Cap was gonna let that rock hit the earth because Cap didn't want to feel like he killed people. Bro, fuck you, man. Like,
you do kill people. Have you watched your own movies? These motherfuckers, there's no way these guys are not dead.
He kills a lot of people. He kills a lot of people. A kick to the chest to a regular person from Captain America. If you're not dead, you will be in a hospital for a long
or like you're not moving, like you have no use of your legs, and
paralyzed, something,
exactly.
bro.
You're like a vegetable, you know.
Have you seen those Spider-Man memes where they're like, Spider-Man will say he won't kill you, but then throw a manhole cover at you?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you cannot control it like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't care how weak you throw it, bro. If you get hit with a manhole cover,
if I throw a manhole cover at somebody, like they'll die. Even if it's like I do it slowly, like it's so heavy.
It's breaking something. Like like Batman is like, I don't kill, but I'll break your fucking arm. I'll tear your arm out of the socket. Like, come on, bro. What are you doing?
Which Batman in any of the movies do you like the most?
Super unpopular opinion. This is going to be super unpopular. Robert Pattinson's Batman and the Batman.
So, in terms of like the character, I love Robert Pattinson's Batman too, right? In terms of like, I really like this is unpopular right here. So Batman versus Superman, Batman, the Batfleck.
Yeah,
like the way he took out those guys in that building is what I would picture like an older Batman doing.
Okay, I can see that.
You know, kind of like, because I watched the Batman versus Superman, like forgot what it's called. It was the Frank Miller one. There's an animated
I know what you're talking about. Is it when they're kind of built like they're
older? They're older. It's actually taken kind of from that. Like, so and I think that version of Batman, the combat, like that's what I really like. But in terms of my favorite Batman movie, it's the Batman.
I love the Batman because I also don't like a Batman. I don't like Batman as a superhero.
Yeah.
Because he's so unrealistic. Because he's a regular guy who's consistently taking down these gods like Superman and all that. And I think that makes him less cool. Like, a lot of people think that makes him more cool. To me, that makes him a little bit less cool. I prefer like Nightwing or Damian Wayne or Jason Todd because they feel more realistic and I can more or less see myself in them. And I like Robert Pattinson in the Batman because he was so imperfect and he was so realistic. I could really like get into it, even though it is a superhero world and it is supposed to be it's supposed to be unrealistic. It's cool to have that that realism where it's like, I could be this guy. Like, people always say they like Batman because they're like, he's a normal guy and I could be this guy. No, you couldn't. You could not be Batman who takes down Superman and Darkseid and all that. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous to me. So I loved watching a Batman who did struggle a little bit. A Batman who was human. I liked seeing the humanity in him. And that made me love that movie.
That movie was beautiful looking too. Like, it looked so good. As a creator that, makes videos all the time. And I'm not saying I'm some super cinematic genius. Every shot in that movie could be put on a poster and sold right now.
Gorgeous.
It was so amazing.
Even the color grading and everything looked so great, bro.
It was crazy. Like, my girl and I watched that and we were like, this is the best Batman movie there is. You know what I'm saying?
I loved it. I honestly loved it. I actually saw it by myself.
Yeah.
That's the only movie I've ever been to by myself, actually.
Wow. It was a long one, bro.
Yeah, I saw it by myself and I was so salty because I wanted to like geek out and talk to somebody. It'd be like, oh shit, do you see that? But like, I was alone. But I saw it by myself because I had to see it for the podcast. And my little brother worked at a movie theater at the time. So he had a free ticket and he was just gonna see it once he got off of work. So I was like, fuck it, bro.
Who did you watch No Way Home with?
I watched No Way Home with my homie Noah and my homie Caleb. And
so you were able to like
Oh, we were turned up.
I was doing that
we were turning
with Kelly,
up.
right? Like especially the scene with Matt Murdock. And it was like
catches the brick.
I was like, that's fucking dead.
Yeah.
I was in Hawaii, dude. I wanted to watch that movie so bad. We were in Hawaii, and I was like, let's go to the movie theater.
Damn.
And I watched that, and it was really funny because there's a lot of Tagalog, Filipino dialect in that movie with Ned and his grandma. And there's a lot of Filipinos in Hawaii. So the whole theater, they're very polite in Hawaii. So there's not a lot of like chatter. But when the Filipino stuff came on, everybody was laughing so hard.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but I was going crazy. I was like, that's Andrew Garfield.
I was so lit watching that movie. I was so hyped. That was probably the second best movie in Phase 4 for me. Shang-Chi is number 1.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that because it delivered on everything that we wanted. All the rumors, bro, they were there.
They were all true.
I was like, is this like the biggest love letter to fans there is?
Exactly, bro. Because my Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man that I was watching Tobey Maguire movies when I was 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
So it was amazing to see him. Personally, I wasn't a fan of Andrew Garfield. I think he was acting his fucking ass off in No Way Home, bro. Like, I think he acted better in No Way Home than he did in even his own movies.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I love that. I love that movie. It was great.
Like at the end, right? I saw this, and this is why the beauty of TikTok. At the end, he is a spoiler alert. It'd be fucking God. It's been out for a while.
If you haven't seen, that's on you.
So at the end, right, he has to put on this new suit, right, that he made because he couldn't wear the old suit anymore because it wouldn't recognize him.
Damn.
Right? Isn't that fucking deep? If he put on the Stark suit, it wouldn't know who he was.
Right. That's true.
Isn't that fucked up?
That's
deep, bro.
I love the way that movie ended too.
Yeah.
Because it was a coming of age. Because that Peter Parker that we saw, it was weird actually. I had made a comment about it on the podcast about how easy it is for him to just tell people who he was when he was talking to Doctor Strange and I think that was it was Infinity War, and he introduced himself as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And I was like, Spider-Man doesn't do that. He's really protective of his secret identity. And then it kind of wrapped it all up and showed us like, nah, that was the prequel stuff. Now we're going to be getting real Spider-Man. Like that was his coming of age story. Those 3 movies were like his origin. And now we're getting like Spider-Man. I think that's going to be really cool to see too.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with that, man, And it's like Marvel just cannot make an animated like thing.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like the best Marvel animated stuff is probably the animes. I don't know if you've ever watched those.
I haven't.
They're fucking funny.
They're fire?
Fun. No, it's funny because Wolverine is speaking Japanese and shit.
Yeah.
And the Blade one is pretty cool too. I watched them all. Like I binged them all one time. They have an X-Men one, Wolverine, Blade.
X-Men Evolution was pretty good.
And they have it's called Avengers Confidential, and it's Black Widow and Punisher. And it was fucking it was animated by Madhouse, bro. It came out a few years ago. It was pretty cool too. I saw a clip of it on TikTok recently.
That sounds kind of fire.
Yo.
That sounds fire. I love the DC animated stuff though.
The DC stuff is the best.
You watch Young Justice?
Yes. Come on. I think Young Justice, people give it a lot of crap because there is a lot of messaging in it, but I feel like they do it the best out of all the shows.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like this last season, this girl is like reincarnated. Violet is reincarnated into someone else's body. She wants to be Muslim, but then she kind of likes this girl. Like, they're playing with all these things that are happening in society in a way that I'm like, I'm watching it as a 41-year-old man, and I'm like, if I was a younger person, I would really appreciate this because me, I have my own values as well, and like I don't understand a lot of the shit going on now because I'm not young anymore,
right?
But like when I watch Young Justice, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I can see how this would be very valuable to someone like much younger than me. But also, like, I love that show, dude.
And that's why, like, the
It's so
representation
good.
of everything is so important, because that can really turn the tide for some people. Like, even when I was in school, like, I'm not gonna say I never hated gay people or anything like that, but I was kind of like, that's kind of weird, you know, like, just that because I grew up in the church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was watching Steven Universe, and I was like, oh, like, it's those things that kind of get through to you without you genuinely knowing exactly what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because like that Young Justice stuff, there might be a kid out there who might have certain ideals on Muslims, or certain ideas on trans people, or
Like
sexuality.
anything, bro. That show covers
It
so
covers
many different
all of
things.
it.
It's insane. And the way they explain the cultures, I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
You know, that was one thing that Miss Marvel did really well, was explain the Pakistani culture and all that stuff. I
Oh,
really like
yeah.
that a lot. The Bollywood shit. You know, I've been around all that because I worked in the jewelry industry for a long time. There's a lot of Indians and stuff in it. So I know a lot about that type of stuff, but I've never understood the Pakistani part.
Right.
So it was really cool to see that. But yeah, back to Young Justice, man, dude. Anytime that show is on,
greatness.
And DC just can't make a good fucking movie except for Joker and the Batman. Like,
yeah,
I need
they
the
can't make
Suicide
good
Squad
movies.
fire though.
I like Suicide
The
Squad.
James
I like
Gunn
it.
one. The James Gunn one. The second one.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the first one.
The first one was cool. I was upset at how much they cut out a lot of stuff, and I feel like it could have been a much better movie. I also enjoyed it. I did like the second one better. It felt more cohesive.
Me too.
And yeah, I just like James Gunn. I like what he does. Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, I think I don't know what DC is gonna do. Like,
I think honestly, I think they should just keep leaning on their animation, because they're killing it. They're killing the animated game.
Good.
Like Young Justice, they got their like movie animation series. Yeah,
Did
like
you watch
Judas
Beware My
Contract.
Power, Green Lantern? I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't. Isn't that the newest one?
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. I heard it's so good, bro.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one. I've watched all the other ones like Flashpoint, Judas Contract, Teen Titans, like all that, bro.
Oh my god, though.
Man.
We just watched because my girl knew nothing about Raven and Beast Boy. So last weekend we watched Teen Titans versus the Justice League.
Fire.
It's when they got taken over by the Trigon shit.
I watched that one. Yo. That was when she at the end she like put Trigon in the fort. Yeah. That's the one where Damien joins them too, right?
Yo,
no,
Damien
wait, or is that a different
is
one?
such a fucking dick, bro. But he's awesome though. I love
Yeah.
You know, my girl's watching it, and then you know he comes in there and he's like, "Oh, do you want me to show you around?" He goes, "I think I'll manage." He's like, "I'll be in my room." Like, dude, you're fucking 11.
He's a dick, bro. But he grew up with the League of Shadows, so like.
Did you watch what's that? The Justice League Dark Side.
Yeah,
that's the one where everyone gets fucked up.
Yeah, I watched that one too. That was the one where he pulled up in Green Lantern's like, I got this, guys. And they just whoop his fucking ass, bro.
Oh, wait, no, not that one. Apocalypse War.
Oh,
that's the really gory one. Where in the very beginning, Wonder Woman gets her arm like pulled off.
I did see that one. I did see that one.
Crazy.
Yeah. Bro. They're killing the animated game right now. They're
so
killing
good.
it. They're killing the animated game right now.
The best, though.
Shout out to DC. Y'all need to just put them animated movies in the theaters.
Yes.
Y'all got it.
That's it.
Y'all got it.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, that's it, bro. They're going to kill it like that. But, yo, I low-key got to head out.
So I know. I was like, damn, we've been talking for 2 hours. I
didn't realize.
Post.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was 2 hours, bro. This has been... Because I got to finish my content calendar and then go watch Love Island with my girl.
Yo, it's all good, bro. Thank you so much for having me, man.
This has been awesome. This has been so much fun. Let the people know where to follow you.
You could follow me at Everyday City Carry on YouTube, Everyday City Carry on Instagram, EDC Carry on TikTok, and EDC Carry on Twitter.
Epic, man. Epic. This is so much fun. This is
so dope.
One day, I'm telling you, we're going to be taking the flights to go kick it with each other in person.
I know.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. But thank you so much for pulling up. Thank y'all to everybody who's watching. If y'all watched this far and haven't subscribed, what are you doing? You enjoyed the whole thing, so go ahead, subscribe. Thank y'all so much, and we will catch y'all next time. We out.
Peace.